Hello, hello. Are we live? That music's a bit loud. Just gonna turn that down a bit. I think that's probably good. I'm having a good hair day because I've been wearing my headphones like this. And I'm actually gonna leave them off because my ears are a bit worn out. But the music's playing, it's all there. And yeah, this stream is live. We're going. This is it. It's already happening. We're already there. So, just to respond to chat before we get into things, Insta, thank you for joining. This gon' be fire. I certainly hope so. That is really strange. What a coincidence. This exact song was playing in a different video, and it was perfectly looped. You didn't even realize it was that's so weird. Yeah, guys, here's today's QOTD and charity shoutout. I'll talk more about those soon. This is Dreams of Love and Literature from DDLC, the original DDLC. It's just, you know, the usual stuff here on shuffle. But the other thing I want to mention was Bobby Bongo. It's been a while, dude. I remember you. Thank you so much for joining. Fire music. Appreciate it. Again, I have to agree. Really appreciate that. I've actually updated the music list in the description slightly. There were like 1 or 2 tracks missing or removed or whatever. Also, congrats on 1K. Didn't realize you hit it. It's been like a year at this point since I hit 1,000 subscribers. Like over a year. I can't even remember when exactly it was, but it's been like over a year at this point. But that kind of comment makes me really glad that I haven't done the 1,000 subscriber special yet. Normally when YouTubers hit a milestone, you know, the milestone video will be out soon, within days, within weeks, but because this channel's growth is so slow, and because of stuff like this, I mean, you are one of the 1K. I know you were here before 1,000 subscribers. You are one of the 1,000. It would be a real shame if I'd done it already months ago and you'd missed it, which is why I'm really glad now that I've actually postponed the 1,000 subscriber special indefinitely, because it means everyone, people like you, will have a chance of seeing it at some point when I finally do it. Because I want it to be a huge event. If I'm being honest, if and when I get to bigger milestones, like, you know, 10,000, I'm probably going to do something smaller but different if and when, you know, it gets to that. Because the 1,000 is so special and the biggest milestone ever for me. Like, I want to take my sweet time with it because I'm preparing something really ambitious and, like, huge. So I'm actually really glad I delayed that because, you know, I really don't want people like you to miss out on that. Anyway, welcome back. This is Debate Direct 99. 99. There have been 99 of these things now. I hope you guys enjoyed the background, by the way. Don't mind my towel hanging up. I was just thinking about how this all looks. You know, the new setup. There's a lot of mess here. Don't mind that. But also, I got my little light here. If I shine on my calendar, you can't read anything, can you? Does it appear more clearly? See, I'd love to tease stuff in the calendar because someone suggested it to me, but it never pans out because it's way too small in the background. If I bring this up, though, maybe you can see something? Whoop. Yeah, I don't know. Don't worry about it. Is this thing done charging? That thing still needs to charge. I'm just going to leave that there. Oh, and it just hit 100%. It just switched to the green light. What is going on? Now it's on the red. I'm going to assume you're fully charged. Must be by now. It's been like a couple hours. Anyways. But yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome back to Debate Direct. Dude, my storage. I'm trying to hang stuff up on a little the claw thing that holds up my monitor on my desk. Alright. Let's get on with this, okay? Debate Direct 99. How crazy is that? That we are like this far into the series. Over the course of what? 4.5 years now? Excuse me. About 4 years. If I actually go here and I go to the Debate Direct playlist. The first video was released July 7th, 2019. Today, it's August 28th. It has been just a little over 1, 2, 3, 4 years. 4 years and about a month. Since the very first Debate Direct. Look how different this is. Like the whole setup and everything. Do you guys remember this? It's been 4 years. You guys might not remember that, but don't worry about it. Anyway, but yeah, it's just interesting to reflect, and that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days. Definitely reflecting, because this is the last episode in double digits. After this, we have to move to triple digits, episode 100, and that's it. We're never going back to, you know, an episode with only 2 digits in the number. I know that's a random, trivial thing, it might seem like, but, you know, when you think about all the memories that we've made doing this, not just myself, but all of you people in the community, some of you still here, still active, others not, but, you know, either way, like, all the experiences we've had, all the things we've learned, all the fun and entertainment that we produce for people to watch, as well as participate in, like, this series has been something special, and it's really interesting to reflect on it. Now, right now things look a bit different, because there's an event going on. Again, the description is forever changed. This is never going to go back to what it was before, because I actually can't remember what it said before. It is saved somewhere. There are videos where within the streams, on camera, for at least a few seconds in the intro somewhere, I do look at the playlist. I do this often. But it's never going to change back. But the original description for this was something like the non-gaming series, where I broaden my horizons. I think the first episode actually does still have the exact same description. I think this is roughly what it was. Debating in a wider context. Discussion, exploiting the live chat without the intensity of gaming. It's kind of weirdly phrased, I don't fully understand it. But again, you know, Debate Direct has always been about the kind of alternative to my gaming content. All the kind of, like, exploration of topics and discussions, not strictly debates, but discussions of things relating to and then completely unrelated to games. It's a very broad thing, to be honest, that was honestly kind of poorly defined, and I feel like even the name Debate Direct doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure why it's named that, or who even came up with it, because I can't remember how I named it. It's probably mentioned somewhere in the early episodes where the name came from, it must be. But, I mean, debating is only like a portion of this, and the direct is just a random alliterative word. But, you know, we got the whole event going on right now with the banner. In fact, I don't know if anybody's noticed. For the people watching, I'm just going to point this out, but I have updated my featured page as well. There's some new things going on, which I haven't announced. It's, you know, these have been here for a few hours. No one seems to have noticed, which is fair enough. I was just wondering if maybe someone might. But yeah, there's some new things going on that I haven't announced. And people just don't seem to notice the things I don't announce. If I don't announce something, literally no one sees it. Which is, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. But anyways, so considering all this reflecting and looking back on Debate Direct, I am of course thinking, well, now that we're here at episode 99, we have 98-ish other episodes to look back on. So I think it's time that I did a ranking of them. What better way to express my opinion, as I always do, with a tier list. So this is the tier list episode. Debate Direct has made a mark as a staple of my channel since almost the very beginning, and I love expressing my opinions in a tier list. So what if I ranked my own live streams using one? Join me for a unique reflection on where we've been. And it's all linked in the description, guys. If you scroll down, it's all there. And yeah, here it is in presentation mode. Before we get into it, I do want to edit this slightly because it's got a few weird issues. First of all, everything's out of order for some reason. I could only upload a few at a time, but it should still be in order, and it's not. And there's also duplicates of some thumbnails for some reason. In fact, you may notice some of these thumbnails don't actually exist on real uploads, and that's because I've edited them for consistency. How do I remove files? Can I do that? Is that something I can do? I don't think I can remove it. Well, this tier list is just gonna have to live with that, I guess. Tier Maker's kind of shit. Like, I love it. It's really good. Like, but it's a little shoddy. It's a little rough around the edges. I'm gonna do something which I noticed Dorko do in an old FNAF tier list video that kind of inspired me and really helped. And I'm gonna have a podium. I think just conceptually, it's gonna help me organize, because I need to put these in order, and they're all backwards. The whole thing's backwards for some reason, and there's duplicates, and it's bad. So, Debate Direct number 1. Again, the useful thing about putting the numbers in the thumbnails is that even if I change the title, even if I change the description, I can immediately pick out which one is which. Now, I do want to mention, and it does specify in the description of this, I do believe, that This is a tier list of the Variety Topics video series live stream to YouTube, minus lost episodes. I'm telling you guys right now, both long ago and recently, I have changed the visibility of several videos. There are videos that are public. There are videos that are unlisted, but still on playlists. There are videos that are unlisted, but are only on playlists that are unlisted. And there are videos that are completely private. There are some things you are never going to find, for reasons I can't really get into. And there are a lot of videos I've made harder to find, because I don't mind people knowing about them, but I don't want them to be something well-known and something that is kind of advertised. They exist, but they're not something I'm trying to sell. There's a lot of episodes of Debate Direct. As one of the oldest series on the channel, quite a lot of the older stuff has become dated. And all of this dated stuff is, you know, low quality or has some issue that means I gotta hide it. But the vast majority of Debate Directs are all still public and available for you to watch. Some of these are unlisted. There are unlisted videos not included in the tier list. It's a bit of a mess, really. And it's still subject to change. I might still tweak a few. But I think, you know, none of these I want to hide. You know, some of these are absolute crap. Which is what we're going to be doing today, because we are doing a ranking, guys. I'm going to be judging how good I think the streams were. Again, you can see the gaps between the numbers in all of these early ones. A lot of the early ones are missing. I think the newest one, which is just completely unavailable, is number 22. I think from then on, pretty much everything is still available. I think there's definitely nothing unlisted after, like, number 30. Like, I remember the subreddits being a turning point for the series. Honestly, though, some of these need thumbnail revamp. Some of these are overdue a reworked thumbnail, because some of these thumbnails are absolute garbage, if I'm being honest. And they don't match the ones in the videos as well, because there were times where I changed thumbnails. Because something I used to do was put every collaborator's profile picture or photograph in the thumbnail, and it just meant because of, like, people not turning up or people showing up last minute, I had to keep changing it. So there's a lot of inconsistencies, and thankfully I stopped doing that. But I also only have access to some of the files. All of the episodes before 56, I don't have the raw file anymore, I don't believe. In fact, this is when I switched to PowerPoint, when I did the Fazbear Rights collab with Ambience. I think if I go to Word, which I don't want to show on screen because I've got, like, university documents and stuff on here. But if I find the old Word document for the Debate Direct thumbnails, I think I might have access to a few more that go much further back. Oh, there's two. Why are there two? They have the exact same name. What the... What? Okay, this is weird. Okay, so I've got the raw files for number 48. And number 55. Okay, this is really strange. So, I still have the old Word documents, so I could redo this one and this one. But only these two. Like, only these two. Because the problem is I used to overwrite them. I didn't save them on separate slides like I do now. I did this with all my thumbnails. I just overwrote the previous episodes. So, the vast majority of the other ones, like, I might make new thumbnails that completely replace them in a different style. I don't know. There's a bit of inconsistency with that. But anyways, it's just an interesting trivia thing to point out. Most of these won't have their thumbnails changed, I will say. The vast majority of these, even though I think the thumbnails are crap, they won't be altered. Which one was number 54? 54 is missing. That's strange. Oh, I removed the numbers. Give me a minute. I need to find something. Which one was number 54, like, deleted or something? What? Oh, 54 was the personality test with Portal. I think it is on here, it's just they're all out of order for some reason. God, I literally made this myself and it's still, like, a mess. It's missing stuff, it's got duplicates. That's annoying. Yeah, We're just going to finish this up, though. Again, lots of different stuff here. You know, debates, research episodes, you know. Tier lists, so many tier lists. Online tests, little games, and many, many collaborations. Open mic on the Hydration Nation. Do you remember when I used to say that, like, as a thing? Like, open mic on the Hydration Nation. It's not really a thing anymore. It's very short-lived. It's just reading back some of the old descriptions. It might not say that anymore, of course, because I edited them. But if you haven't noticed, you will. There'll be an announcement. Okay, 87. Why is 81 over here? Dude, it's such a mess. 88. 89. There's 2 versions for some reason. So, something you guys might have noticed is that, you know, I've recently changed up the thumbnails for Debate Direct. They look very different, the recent ones. And that's because I'm experimenting. I think the template, which I previously used, has been very restrictive. Also, why is this backwards? Oh yeah, because I was editing. Okay, now this is collapsed for some reason. Yeah, the newer ones look different. So, the versions on the tier list are actually ones that don't exist in an actual published video. They're edited versions that are supposed to be classic versions, basically. They use the classic template. Why can I... Okay, I don't know what's going on there. I could hear audio coming from, which is really weird. I don't use that music anymore, I don't think. But yeah, these are duplicates. I don't know why they're on here. This is not all of them. Number 54 is missing, and I don't know how or why. So let me just go edit that back in. For some reason, it was missing number 54. Very random. Not sure what's up with that. 54. Thank you very much. We submit. Please tell me I'm not going to have to re-edit that all over again. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes, it just added it here. So if I refresh, there we go. So 54 is here. Okay. That's all of them. So I'm just going to catch up with chat, and then we can really just get straight into this. Chat, once again, is not updating for me. Why do you do this to me, YouTube? Let me move chat down here. Nice and cozy. But yeah, that's like 200 hours of content. Yeah, 4 years, double digits is finished. Honestly, if someone had told me back in 2020, 2019, that Debate Direct was going to have more than 30 episodes, I wouldn't have believed them, because I didn't think about that. I didn't think long term. There were people at the time in 2020 saying to me, Matt, Debate Direct is your greatest creation. This is going to be the longest running series. I was like, psh, nah, it's going to be Ultimate Custom Night Mods, guys. Guys, Five Nights at Fan Games is going to have more episodes than Debate Direct. Which just goes to show how stupid and short-sighted I really was, because both of those series have died. And Debate Direct has survived. It always comes back. This is actually the first and only Mr. Matt series to reach 100 episodes. Like, that is crazy. This is the biggest. The next biggest, I believe, is Five Nights at Fan Games, with slightly over 50, because it was like a bonus episode or two. Depending on how you count them. And, like, Minecraft Aquaria had, like, 32. Like, nothing really comes close. Also, Duncan and Super Soul, thank you so much for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. OMG, this is wonderful. I am moved to tears. Oh, that's really clever. Replace pin message. I feel like you should have done this for 100. I have other plans for episode 100. The only clue I'm going to give is that it's going to parallel episode 50. But, yeah, this would have made sense for 100. But I think, you know, 99 as the last. I don't know. It's not that deep, guys. It's not that deep. This needed to happen before the next thing. Not only have the thumbnails improved, but Matt's facial expressions have improved too. Here's the thing. I've learned to pose with facial expressions for the thumbnail. Whoops. But also, the older ones had this effect. I put over the outline effect. I thought it looked really cool and stylized. It actually just makes the quality of the image just look worse and uncanny. I completely dropped it in more recent episodes, and it looks a lot better for it. Also, a lot of these are very over-edited and have a lot of highly saturated filters. Like, this is really blurry. For some reason, I tried to go dark, creepy, and dramatic on a lot of these where it just wasn't appropriate. And, you know, the same background with the swells wasn't always appropriate for the topic at hand. Also, this is an example of a good thumbnail that looks dark and serious. This is not. This is a mess. This is hard to even look at. Some of these thumbnails are absolute dog shit, and that will be a part of the factoring. You remember when Mac was named Nubert? Yeah. The olden days. Yeah. No way, debate directors William Afton. And let's get into it. Get us an ad while Matt's in the middle of talking. Well, hopefully the ad's out of the way now. I feel like we're at the right point in the stream. So I'm going to do another thing, which I need to start doing on all my streams and be smart, and that's actually use the markers and the a manual ad insert. Should I do it now, just to be cheeky? I'll just insert a little ad just before we get started, just to be cheeky. I don't know how long it's going to take for you guys to be back, so I'm going to give it 30 seconds. But yeah, I need to use stream markers more often. And yeah, we're just going to get into this. We're going to do this thing. Yeah. We got the DDLC music playing. Life is good. We're going to get the playlist up. Just like so. Shame on you, I have the ad block power. That's alright. That's okay. You ad block, that's fine. Super Soul has literally tipped me more ad revenue than I've made in probably like months. So like, he is especially valid for doing that. Anyways, let's get on with this. Boom. Alright guys, so here's the tier list. I've made a little podium thing. You know, because these duplicates shouldn't exist and I can't get rid of them without redoing the whole thing. Yes, there are a few missing because there are lost episodes which you are probably never going to see. You might see some of them. There are some which you will never see. There's like 2 or 3 which are essentially deleted. But I have a rule. I don't strictly delete anything unless it actually has like, unless I've doxed myself or something. I just keep it private. Because it's important to be reminded of your mistakes so that you remember to improve. Does that look better? Do you want the tiers a bit bigger? That might look good. Yeah. There's a bit of an awkward gap, though. I think that's how I want it. Okay. So anyway, we're just going to go through these in chronological order. And I'm just going to rank every episode and what I think of it. That should not be on here. Get out of here. That's a lost episode. That one is never going to see the light of day again. As we were saying, it's a funny thing. When you private a video, it automatically moves it to the bottom of the playlist. It's a neat feature. Helps you recognize stuff to delete. So, episode number 1. What do you choose? This was the first Would You Rather. This was me playing Ethereum. It was inspired by Markiplier, just introducing Debate Direct. I'm actually, you know what, as we're going to go through these, let me just sort this by oldest publishing, and let me actually dive into them as we go. I'm going to actually drop the music.
Is my latest series that focuses on debating in a wider context, the overall concept being all about discussion and exploiting the live chat without the intensity of gaming. Content includes things like...
So this is my original introduction to Debate Direct.
I haven't filled it in. I had a plan somewhere.
And yeah, some of these old streams are a mess. They're just, you know, not very organized. And just kind of all over the place. Again, much shorter as well. This intro was only a minute long, and the entire stream was only 30 minutes. But after, like, way too long of rambling, you only get about 10 minutes of actual Would You Rather content. Of me actually going through and talking about some interesting prompts.
Have to end every sentence with a racial epithet.
This is classic.
I think it's another word for insult. I actually don't know.
This is nostalgic, honestly, because Ethereum doesn't exist anymore.
By the way, guys,
it doesn't work.
Dead right now, but you're allowed to tell me which one you would prefer out of these two as well.
If I actually go to the old like Ethereum website, it won't ever load. The website's gone. It's broken. But anyways,
what do you mean the second one?
The whole layout was different. The music was different. But yeah, this one as an introduction, poorly structured, and definitely got all of the issues of my old content. But the actual idea, the 10 minutes of me actually going through it, and the thumbnail, this is pretty good. I'm gonna give it B tier. I think it's good. C tier is like really average. Maybe this should be C tier really to set the standard. I don't know. This is a very average stream. It's not bad, but it's not that good. But it is memorable as the first. It's an important milestone. So we're gonna move on. FNAF Q&A. Again, these ones are unlisted now for reasons. Again, my intro rambles are always too long. But I had this weird setup where I had Baby on camera. While I read out the questions. I should have had the actual questions on screen, which is really dumb, but there was a reason for this. basically, they were written by a friend whose favourite FNAF character was Baby. So I had Circus Baby as, like, you know, the kind of, like, poster child of the stream for episode 1, for part 1. And then for part 2, I had Scrap Baby, because I had the action figures. And, you know, FNAF action figures were, like, a big thing at the time. I did, like, a 3-part merch review. I have, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have, like, 5.5 hours of just me reviewing FNAF action figures.
But put like cheeks on them or something. I don't know. Maybe change the texture though, because it has to be plastic.
But yeah, it was all kinds of topics. It was like, this was before I really got into FNAF tier lists. Like, this was just me answering like, oh, what's your favorite jump scare? What do you think of this game? What do you think of the design?
Screws with me. Yeah, like even
I was just
though,
trying to
like
chat.
the brighter, less immersive atmosphere, like FNAF 4 and 1 and 6, Pizza seems to obviously scary because the atmosphere is really immersive. It's dark.
Just random bits of discussion
it's
like
not
this.
Good. I don't like it. Like. He didn't need to change the face. I think the face is the worst part because it doesn't look anything like Springtrap from FNAF 3, but in a bad way.
So, excuse me. Yeah, I think the setup was weird. Again, like, this was just me doing, like, a friend stuff. Again, back in the early days, I wasn't running this like a business. I still kind of aren't. This is still a very much casual thing. I was really, truly running this like a hobby, though. Like, I wanted to put effort into it, but I wasn't structuring and thinking, you know, what would a professional do? What can I imitate? I was just kind of doing whatever. So you had some very random, audible stuff like this. I honestly had the second web camera. There was a time when I had 2 web cameras. I thought the second web camera setup was actually really cool, and I used it in a really clever way in an absolutely ancient stream that no one will remember, which I do believe is still public, unlike E3O, sadly, which was actually a chess stream where I played chess with my sister, technically classified as a bonus debate direct. This has been absolutely forgotten because it's not on any playlists. I'm actually going to add this to the debate direct list, but unfortunately it's not on the tier list. This is a lost episode. But, like, I literally had 2 cameras, or, like, so you could see my angle and Tasha's angle. This is Brotato, for those of you who don't know. And it was just, this was awesome. It was like an actual chess game, physical chess game we played. It was so much fun. I remember, you know, really enjoying this. Bit of an awkward setup with the small desks and everything, but yeah. Anyway, so I think the camera thing is weird, but the intro wasn't too long on this one. The actual content with the questions and discussion was great. The thumbnail is honestly pretty good. I'm going to give this A tier. I think it's got a few issues because it's old and it's rough around the edges, but I think it's good. We're going to move on to reviewing Terraria with Brotato. Again, this is old. This is unlisted because this is honestly just a very dated stream. The thumbnail is actually crap. I'm going to change it right now because, weirdly enough, I tried adding a green hue to match Terraria, but it really clashed with the base colors. Whereas, if I actually pick the version of the thumbnail without the filters added, it legitimately looks better because it actually has a more natural color scheme. So I'm going to change that. It's still kind of aged, but I like, it looks a little bit better. Unfortunately, I can't change the one in the stream. But again, this was just... This is basically...
Super Mario DJ, hello.
The very first game review. This was just me bringing on Tasha for a stream being like, let's review this game that we both recently got into. Now, you guys might not know this. This is like some old, again, Mr. Matt trivia, but I used to play a lot of Terraria. I was, if I'm being perfectly honest, actually peer pressured by a bunch of my friends to play it a lot. And I don't dislike the game, but because of my experience with it, I never really got to enjoy it because I never actually got to play the game naturally. Instead of playing at my own pace, I was just kind of thrown in and told what to do at every moment. So I was essentially just following a series of commands instead of actually playing the game. Which means, in a weird way, despite having almost 50 hours, I've never really played Terraria. And it really put me off the game for a long time. I'm never going to stream this again. Probably. Gotta leave the door open. But I am thinking of coming back to it at some point, off camera. The problem is I have a really random set of achievements as well. Like, I barely remember anything about this game. It's so confusing. I remember what it looks like, but I don't remember anything about how to play. So, hopefully, maybe I can kind of have a blind playthrough at some point. But it is actually the first game that I Steam reviewed, you know, on my YouTube channel in the same format, roughly, that I do these days with, you know, Stanley Parallel's most recent one. And it's still on Steam. I'm going to be honest, though. I think this review is probably very out of date. Let me also go online here. If I actually go to my Steam reviews, some of these are really dated and quite old and kind of, you know, unfair. My oldest one is Pizza Sim, which I absolutely love. And despite the fact this was made when I had much less knowledge about the FNAF games and Pizza Sim and games as a whole and game design and kind of what makes a good game, I still stand by that exact ranking. It is a 9 out of 10 game. It is just missing a couple things that put it off perfection, but it's still one of my absolute favorites. But yeah, my Terraria review is actually missing. Did I already delete it? I actually don't think I still have my Terraria review. I think I already deleted it. That's weird. Cool, I guess. I don't know. This, again, is unlisted for a reason. It's very dated. It was fun. Tasha absolutely added to it, but, you know, the premise, it was just very clunky, and the thumbnail kind of sucked. I'm gonna give this D tier. I think it's meh. But yeah, now this one was quite fun.
The person who said, I said a quote. It was also by the same person.
This is quite funny. So I brought my dad on for a stream
you have 38
in the early games.
Basically, you get a statement and have to say true or false, and they're testing your brain.
And I did a bunch of personality tests with him.
Confusing. Imagine them written one,
again, our seating and the camera angle was very awkward back in the day because it wasn't widescreen and it was like in the corner of my room. He's sitting on my bed. But it was interesting content enough, and we had some absolute bants.
Alright, here we go. We're getting close to the end.
Which is quite nice.
This is the last
numbers 2
GB.
And yeah, we did like an IQ test, a mental age test, that kind of thing.
We've got Matt.
Shouldn't be revealing my emails like that, but
that's... go find it real quick.
That's fine. Again, this, I should probably unlist this.
God.
I don't know.
Philosorabbit. If you know, you know. We'll come.
But this is the thing. I thought this was actually quite funny.
It's 1 and 13/18. 1.6.
My dad, you know, outsmarting me constantly.
What is change? Wait, what? Oh, don't start. Don't you do the philosophy. What even is television?
Go for this as honors.
Yeah, because I'm thinking genres here.
My dad's an absolute Bantosaurus Rex, but this was before I really educated him on meme culture, and he became like the, "Whoa, look at me, I'm a Giga Chad," kind of guy he is now. And I think my dad wasn't really used to live streaming or didn't really understand it. Like this, he joined this to learn and understand about how I did it. So the interactions, I think, were kind of awkward compared to when we just have a conversation. Like my dad was a bit, I don't know, just, you know, not used to the whole situation yet. But, you know, the thumbnail, I think, was good. The pacing was good. I'm going to give this B tier. Not bad. Quite a unique premise. I did another fun stream with my dad. Oh, look, it's automatically inserted this in. This was early on. This was before FNAF Q&A Part 2, which is the next one. But yeah, I did a Minecraft stream with my dad, which was fun. Again, the Scrap Baby Stan gave me a bunch of questions, and it was, you know...
It's got 3 points. How is
better paced by the looks of things. And the questions themselves, I don't remember them, but they were good.
This is a yikes. I'm not gonna lie. This is a big old yikes.
Some old tech issues. The older streams just are clunky with the tech issues and such.
Flashlight. Oh, flashlight freeze. I remember flashlight freeze. I think that's a scrapped concept.
That's a throwback. Wow.
Like
you can tell when this was. That's a throwback.
Oh yeah, we must be outside, but he's actually behind you. It's terrifying.
Again, the audio balancing was crap.
An original Freddy, unwithered Freddy, or is it Fredbear? I would like to say
on some of my older streams, the music was way too loud. My voice was always drowned out, or my voice overpowered everything. The audio balancing on a lot of older streams, even like not that old streams, is embarrassing.
Henry and FNAF 3. FNAF 4 probably is Mike, but it looks.
But yeah, it's a bunch of theories. Just kind of talking all things FNAF.
Like Smash, I don't know. There's Ultimate Custom Night mods for Smash, which is cool. But anyways, last 2 questions. So my favourite character, I love... Ooh, difficult. There are so many characters who are amazing, but
I don't remember what that music is. That's music that I stopped using for copyright reasons, I think. I don't remember. I think that's Longzajan. But yeah, there was a lot of lag issues with the stream by the looks of things, so... I'd probably give it a B ranking. I think it's slightly worse than Part 1. I don't know, the thumbnail as well probably could have been better. I'm not sure. I think the thumbnail's good, but it's missing something. Then we've got the very first Would You Rather on Etherio. Agree or disagree? And I don't know why this one is unlisted, to be honest. I think this should be public, so I'm just gonna change that real quick. Again, the original stream split in half. I think I either privated or deleted these. They might still be available. Yeah, this was the very first time I did Aria with someone, the second time I played it. And this was a lot better by the looks of things. The intro was a bit shorter, Tash was with me, we just got on with it. 5 minutes in is the rule. If 5 minutes in, especially to a stream this short, like we're getting on with it.
Peter, FYI.
And yeah.
Quick question, have you got revenge on FNAF Maker or not? Well, you saw what I did on...
that's a throwback.
Like, I'm assuming
Again, old chat. You can see Livy was actually, and DJ are in chat. And Lucy. The veterans, the OGs.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
I definitely agree.
there was some, like, really interesting questions here. We had some proper discussion about.
Who the fuck would...
No, I wouldn't choose either of them. No.
Yeah. And he had a funny outro because it was me and Tasha. Tasha's such a goofy creature.
Don't know about the question.
Can't release stuff like the USSR did.
You don't know about the question of the day.
Yeah.
It's a quote.
Alright.
Just got to guess who the quote is.
The question, guys.
Yeah. And this was back in the day when QOTDs weren't open-ended, but they were actually like trivia questions. So it's like you had to find the answer. But I changed that because I thought that was unfair. A lot of trivia questions, no one's going to have any way of knowing the answer. So having them be open-ended and based on debating skills, you know, which ties into this series, was a much better choice. I'm really glad I switched from that, because I think the trivia questions were a bad idea. They didn't work. Honestly, I'm not actually sitting through and watching these, so I'm not sure exactly how well it's aged. But I would give this A tier. I don't know, this is alright. Again, it's old and clunky. I think I'm gonna move all the old ones down to B. I think the streams this old, I can't put them higher than B. I don't think they're actually that good. Now, this was a proper debate. This was the first actual proper debate I did. This was a really good one. These two fine fellows are no longer in the community, which is why this is unlisted. But, you know, we had some good times, and they really helped me with this, because this was a really interesting debate. We were essentially looking at 3 examples of controversies regarding game development. Valve, Epic Games, and Kindly Beast. And it was just a pretty, you know, lengthy discussion going through all 3 topics with the 3 of us nerds. And this was honestly really good. The 3 of us could have done a friggin' podcast. It probably wouldn't have been that good in hindsight. I feel like it's maybe not aged the best because my skills were much, you know, weaker back then in terms of debating and stuff. I think the stream had a couple issues. But I don't know, like, the whole setup is visually appealing. And, you know, these guys were great for commentary. The way they bounced off me was great. Although I imagine in the early days I talked over them a lot. Was probably pretty obnoxious in general. I'm gonna give this B tier. I don't know, the thumbnail's pretty goofy. I just realized this isn't on the tier list. We're gonna skip this one. I don't know, B tier maybe. Connecting dots. Oh, this is a throwback. There she is. Look at her. I'm not a simp, guys. She's beautiful. But yeah, so this was the first time Lucy and I met in person. She actually travelled over to the UK and met me in person. We only ever met 3 times in person, and this was the first. It was all back in 2019 and 2020. And every time we met in person, we did a FNAF lore live stream. So there's like a trilogy, and this was the first one. Oh, this is going to be something else.
She got this when she was flying over, I think. It was like...
Look at this.
Where did you get this exactly? Was it at Bremen?
It was in Bremen.
Bremen, right.
The train station.
Her German accent was a lot more noticeable back then.
Transparent.
Thicker
Hydration
accent.
was really cool. Very stylish.
Damn, she's so cute. Anyway, but yeah.
But never outright mentioned.
But yeah, so I remember we... I just flipped myself in the eye. We started off by reading out our DMs. Our first ever messages. Our first ever conversation we had with each other on Instagram. We read it out word for word because it was a FNAF lore theory discussion. And this was kind of a deep dive into how we met. Again, I actually rewrote a lot of the descriptions recently, including this one. And yeah, this was literally like talking just kind of basic FNAF lore theories and kind of what we thought of the series.
was like, okay, I'm just someone to reach out. People are talking about the shadows.
But yeah, we had some really interesting discussion.
But yeah, and then we had the combined emoji. Sorry guys, this is just an indulgent Matt and Lucy fest. Now we should close this up. All right, but
yeah, I think the ending was definitely a bit dragged out, but we had some fun. Honestly, like, I'm giving this S tier, man. Despite being old and clunky, I think Lucy carried this, and we got some really interesting engagement. I'll give it A tier. It's not S tier. It's not S tier. I'll give it A tier. Number 9, I believe this... I'm going to skip this one, because this is an old one that's been archived. It's just another E3O with someone who isn't in the community anymore. That's all it is. Bendy and the Ink Machine merch review. So, this thing was pretty nicely rounded. Again, very short intro, short overall stream. It's just me talking about Bendy merch for an hour. Not a very interesting topic, if I'm being honest, but, like, I do remember, you know, doing this with that hoodie and those headphones. This is old. It's a Spider-Man hoodie! It's my Spidey hoodie! Dude, I lost that so long ago. I miss it. I miss that. But yeah, this was, like, the first merch review I ever did.
I had no idea. I've never seen those. And there's also a dead Boris figure.
I had the Bendy OST in the background.
Oh man, whatever. I mean, they're still pretty cool. I put some blue tack on his foot so he can stand up more easily in certain poses because his feet are a bit weird with their.
Yeah, it's me.
Like, that's really interesting.
So about the accessories as well.
I've also completely forgotten that.
Again, the quality, like the blurry, like low frame rate with the camera and everything.
When she's running,
see it.
That is exactly what it looks like. I feel like I could break that if I'm not careful, but yeah. Something I will say is that the horns are supposed to be like cut off flat.
But yeah, I even mentioned like the books and stuff here. This was back when I was a big Bendy fan. Bendy was like one of my favorite IPs. And I was really put off when all the controversy and drama went down. It was literally, as soon as Chapter 5 was out, like, you know, the Kindly Beast just kind of started going downhill. And I can't remember exactly when. It was when they kind of rebranded, I think, to Joju Studios. I thought, I'm not a big fan of these guys anymore, but because I was a bit selfish, I was still very interested in some of the books, so I still bought them. And since I'd already paid for Boris and the Dark Survival and all the DLCs were free, I just kept on playing that until I stopped updating it. But after the Boris game stopped getting updates, I thought, Bendy's dead, so I completely stopped following it, and I'd really rather not support the devs with everything that's happened now. I'm gonna give this one a B tier. It's like okay. I don't know, I think it's a very interesting topic. A lot of these are just kind of okay. I think maybe these should all be in C tier, I don't know. But here she is again. Oh man. You ever just look at Lucy and your like heart rate starts going up? Oh wait, sorry, that's just me. She's so adorable. Lucy, if you're watching this, I really like how you look at little face. Sorry. But yeah, no, seriously, we had a great discussion here. It was another surprise one. Is this the one where Lucy was in the intro? Because this is the second time we met up. This was February 2020, so like a few months later. Here it is, yeah. So I started the stream. Now you can see me going off camera. I thought I'd be able to do it without appearing on camera, but if you look closely, you can see me because the camera's frame rate is that crap. There, you can see me. Right over here. There's my hand. And then she appears just like... just to bamboozle everybody. This was such a nice surprise. I remember at the time, everyone was like, oh my god. What's going on?
I don't know how to do this.
But yeah, she had no idea how to do this. We were wearing our hoodies, our red hoodies. Oh man, this is classic. But yeah, this was going more deep into, you know, deeper theories, more recent stuff. Oh, my document. This is my document. This was, dude, we were talking about, like, my uncovered document, my old FNAF lore thing. It was, you know, before, Security Breach, long before Security. It was when, like, Help Wanted and Special Delivery were out, and it was just kind of like the first 7 games only, kind of taking account the books, before Fazbear Frights.
It feels like it doesn't fit in.
We were just nerding out. Oh, this is delightful. Absolutely delightful. I'm going to go flirt in Lucy's general direction in DMs later using this. I will find a way. But yeah. Honestly, guys, I'm giving him S tier. I'm giving all of these S tier preemptively because they were brilliant. The thumbnails are creative. They look good. Lucy absolutely charmed everybody and made the commentary good. The discussion was great. The pacing was great. We did have some tech issues. I think one of them split in like 2 or 3 parts, but I'm putting them all in S tier, man. I'm a simp. But we're in a relationship, so it's okay. Also, I'm just going to take a break here because we're like a dozen episodes in now and I haven't even been reading chat. So I'm just going to put the background music back on and I'm going to read chat for a minute. We've already been streaming for almost an hour, so I'm going to have to speed this up and really skim over stuff. But the oldest ones especially, it's nice to look at because they're like the most unfamiliar. But yeah, let me just catch up with chat. Have I missed any messages? But yeah. Wow, okay, that's way too loud. Oh my gosh, that's too loud. But yeah, just reading chat. Yeah, ad blockers are usually free. Listen, if you want to use an ad blocker, I respect that decision. Listen guys, I don't get that much in ad revenue. You using an ad blocker is not going to make a significant impact on my revenue, honestly. If I was getting, like, hundreds of viewers rather than, like, you know, enough I could count on one hand, that's the kind of thing that would make a difference, because the watch time would just multiply like crazy. I don't know. But yeah. I used to play chess with my sister as well, lost pretty much every game, but it was fun. Oh, hello. Hi, Mum.
It's hot.
Ooh, thank you. Mum just brought me a snack. Cheeky. I didn't even ask. Thank you. Don't mind me eating this as we go. But yeah, that's really interesting, Super Soul. Is this an older sister? Does she play piano? Sorry. Also, yeah. Does it anger you that this... Listen, Terraria wasn't completely ruined for me. I think it definitely was at the time. It's been so long now. Like, I've literally not touched the game since, like, early 2020, late 2019. I could play it and basically go in blind, but I want to do that on my own time. I don't want to do it on a stream, because it's just going to make me feel pressured to play correctly again. And Super Soul, you actually hate the game because you've played it so much, you just can't bring yourself to touch anymore. That's interesting. It is kind of wholesome. My dad joining me to learn about this, it is. That was when he started learning about it, and all of my family have kind of tuned in and been on certain streams at some point, so they've all gradually learned about it. It is wholesome. But yeah, I wonder how long it's going to be before we start seeing me show up. I mean, all kinds of random people have appeared in live chat over the years. Some of them were collaborators, some weren't. Some of them have completely changed their usernames. Some of those accounts are abandoned now, so I wouldn't pay too much attention to it, but if you see yourself, that's an awesome little Easter egg. I don't know what the pumpkin thinking emoji was, Duncan. I think that was my profile picture at the time, because it was around Halloween, and we as a group were all doing the thinking emoji or something. I don't remember. It was my profile picture. Calm down, Matt! What did I just join in on? Matt, I'm not so sure if that's the reason you're putting them in S. Listen, man. Listen, alright? You have no idea how lucky I am, alright? The thing is, guys, those 3 streams might be in S tier, but none of them will ever compare in the sexual iconography value of anything including True Player. Like, that's just facts. Like, let's just be honest here. Guys, he has Toy Chica in his profile picture. Come on. He's clearly embracing his inner furry fanboy. Curse thinks Mr. Matt said. Anyway, okay, so the first controversial debate direct. I'm gonna be honest. I like politics. I like controversial topics. When, you know, we can talk about them respectfully, which sadly is not often enough. But a lot of people just wanted me to shy away from these, so I kind of stopped doing them. But early in the series, there was, with a bit of a long intro where I kind of explained the premise, a political compass test. What's going on with my hair? And yeah. Again, this is back in the day when my streams were much shorter. Just don't mind me eating while I go. But yeah, I just went through and kind of discussed all the questions with chat and gave my answers and tried to explain them to the best of my ability. I think this was so long ago, March 2020. This was like just as COVID was like hitting the news. Like,
guys, help me out here. What would you go?
This is something I should probably redo, like more up to date, if I'm being honest.
It's not David Cameron. Come on, we can aim higher than that. It's not fucking Cameron. Oliver Cromwell said that there's 1, 2, 3 radio broadcast. No, I don't think he did. I really don't think.
What was a QOTD?
The person who said this, whatever they mean specifically,
Oh yeah.
is that generally the.
It's a Churchill quote, I think. Anyway, not that I am endorsing Churchill in any way, I'm just saying, factually, it's a Churchill quote, and I thought I'd pick an obvious figure from British history. Regardless of opinion on him as an individual or his politics. He's not popular. I might give this the first A tier. I think the pacing was fine. It's a bit clunky and old, but the actual discussion was there. And I'd probably give part 2 the same.
And protectionism when deemed in their interest. And there you go, everything wrong with America's economy in one sentence. These are viewed by neoliberals.
I tried being a bit quippy, like ambience.
I think people who don't want to be in school should go waste their time somewhere else. Because what that gives the country is a lot of unskilled labour, which could actually be very useful.
Oh yeah, this is my authoritarian side coming out. Don't worry about it.
I mean, this depends.
I'm not saying I stand by the things I'm saying in these videos, but I'm not saying I've changed my mind either. I think this is something I need to redo. But yeah, this was a fun one. What was my result in the end? What did I get? Back in the day, what was my result?
Got 10 seconds. Final guesses. Whoever gets it right wins a shout out.
I kept doing this back in the day. I kept motivating people like, I'll give you a shout out if you do literally anything for me. The trick is not to keep asking your audience for stuff, guys. Just make good content and they will be compelled to. There's so many streams, even recently, like my Fazbear fighting with Ambience, I kept doing calls to action way too much because, like, I was excited. And, like, if you want to get success, stop telling your audience to do this and that. Just make good content as if the audience isn't even there. And they will be compelled, if you make good content, to subscribe. Anyway, this has almost certainly changed. In which direction? Can't say. But I think I should do the political compass test again sometime. Would you guys be interested in that for a stream? Because if not, I'll just do it off camera. But I should do this again. 8 values as well I should do again. Anyway. So, the FNAF merch review, there was so much here, I had to split it into 3 parts, because back in the day, I could only stream for a very short amount of time. But yeah, I had the funky setup here. You see, let me just play this bit and see what I had to say. There's the old FNAF books stacked up. Oh my god! That's the old swirls. That's the very first graphic design that Elite Robo designed for me. I'm not even sure if I still have this file. That's the original, like, blue one. That's old, dude. But yeah, despite the camera quality, this was actually a good utilization of the double camera setup, I think. And I actually did go switch between things like the screen share often as well, depending on what was kind of relevant. And it wasn't just the action figure collection, it was everything. It had some of the early, like, Funko Pops. I don't know, I think this one maybe dragged in parts and wasn't, like, top tier. And also, merchandise is not the most interesting thing. But I think I'd give all 3, like, A tier. I think these were good episodes. They were consistent, they were solid. The thumbnails were also decent. I don't know. But yeah, I was really proud of this collection as well. This is before I started using FNAF Maker and using them to make games. But like, I was really proud of this collection because I love my action figures. These days, they kind of just live in a box. I actually bought new versions of like Freddy and Foxy because they were all broken and old in Springtrap, but I never unboxed them. I was going to use them for something, but I never did. So, maybe I'll just sell them for an extortionate price in like 20 or 30 years to make bank. Because those things are going to be hella valuable by then. But yeah, honestly, this double webcam setup was cool. I'd love to bring it back somehow. That's Livy's channel back in the day. Wow. Is this Livy's first shoutout? It's an old one. But yeah, I mean, all of these are probably, you know, S tier. I mean, A tier. Not S tier. They're not that good. Again, a lot of just waffle on my end. I know how these old streams used to go. I did some fun stuff though. This one had a really good thumbnail. And I remember I gradually added one character at a time to the background to make like a little set. And it's hard to post some of them, but that's what I ended up with. It's like FNAF 3, 4, Sister Location, and Pizza Sim. Each of them has their own character. FNAF 2 just got skipped with the merch. They just skipped FNAF 2. It still bothers me to this day that we don't have official action figures, even though they exist in Help Wanted, of Puppet, Nightmare Fredbear, the Toys, Mangle BB. If Funko actually made... Because over the last years, they've been absolute garbage. They've just been reusing molds. Their security breach lines sucked. They did loads of recolors no one asked for. But if Funko actually made a FNAF 2 set with the Wizards, the Toys, literally all of the FNAF 2 characters, Nightmare Fredbear in any kind of form, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, who else do we not have? Nightmare, Plush Trap. If they made any of these, Molten Freddy, Lefty... We do have Lefty, actually. I did buy Lefty. They were an exclusive from Target that I had to ship from the US, but I do have Lefty. But, like, aside from a couple things like Molten Freddy and, you know, Nightmare Fredbear, all I really want... Sorry. Ugh. All I really want from Funko is a FNAF 2 wave. If they did that, I would die happy. Anyway, moving on. This was a stream where I kind of just delved into a free discussion of the lore of Minecraft. A lot of these streams, you might notice, are prototypes for continuity era videos. But this one hasn't manifested as a continuity era video yet. Some of them have. This one has not. I was with Tasha in Bedrock Edition for some reason. I had like a bit of a Bedrock phase, I think in 2020. Like, I kept playing it and defaulting to it because my friends played it, and I wanted to give it a go because... I understood that it got a lot of hate from Java elitists, but over the years I've become a base Java elitist who understands that Bedrock's kind of shite, and the only reason that it does well is because Java doesn't exist on other platforms. It has some legitimate benefits in terms of features, but I'm here for the survival experience, and Bedrock does not offer that. You can't play hardcore in Bedrock, which tells you what you need to know. Anyway, this stream was honestly a drag. Like, I remember the discussion lacking substance and being kind of, like, vague. It wasn't very planned or scripted or thought out in any way. So it just felt kind of, like, all over the place. And there were lag issues and stuff. I'm gonna give this D tier. This was not a good one. This was a pretty mediocre stream. Baldi's Basics Plus review. You know what's interesting about this? This was version 1.0.3. This was basically the first release of Plus in its earliest, like, beta that was public. And bit of a slow start, but, you know, I actually typed everything out and explained my thoughts, reread it and stuff. It was okay. It was a bit rough around the edges. It was an early review, and I'd love to redo it. But the thing is, I actually gave it, despite being, like, a beta that was far from its, like, potential. I actually gave it, an 8.5 out of 10. I think in the stream it was 9 out of 10. I think I've edited this, but... Oh! Yeah, no. I think I edited this slightly. But I think at the moment I would rate it 9.5 out of 10. I think Bolly's Basics is just missing a story. And I don't mean a serious, grounded, gritty lore. It absolutely does not need that. But I mean something like Classic Remastered, which had the whole narrative thread with Null and the whole meta thing. I think the game needs a clear premise, like the original, with, oh, you're here to collect the 7 notebooks for your friend. It doesn't need to be serious or make sense. I don't want it to have lore. I don't want it to be like any of the mascot horror games. But I think it needs an ending as well. It needs an ending, because at the moment it just kind of goes on and happens. But I'm really happy with it. I have replayed this game so much. I have like 100 hours in it by now. It's ridiculous. If I go to my library... yeah, 73.5 hours in this game. I replay this all the time off camera just for fun because I love doing hide and seek. It's actually quite easy. It's like the least difficult Baldi's game as well, which means it's a lot of fun because it's never really a struggle. You just kind of do your own thing. Yeah, I would give it, you know, this one, the review itself wasn't so great, so I give this like a C tier. That's how it goes. Again, I already ranked this. 3 speculations and AUs. Oof. Clearly S tier. For no particular reason. Yeah, we had some great discussion. I just realized I didn't pause the music. What is she doing? Look at this. She liked messing with my hair. I had like very long fluffy hair at the time. I had like full-on curls. How did I have... I had like full-on curls. Literally how? I've never curled my hair. I don't even know how I did that. It was like full-on curls for a bit. Look at her. The ADHD is kicking in. There was some connection issues with this one though. But we talked about Lucy's AU and advertised, like, this wasn't just FNAF theory anymore, this was lore. This was delving beyond. This is the stuff people don't understand. We were going, okay, we've talked about the lore and the story, right or wrong, you know, confirmed or not. What about our headcanons? What about our speculations? What about our ideas for alternate universes that thread away from canon into our own storytelling? And Lucy was the person who introduced me to this whole idea that FNAF lore isn't just about putting the pieces together. It's about creating your own pieces. Because it's the only way to solve it. And also makes for way better storytelling. And yeah, this was awesome. Here we have Should I Press the Button? This was the first Will You Press the Button? And again, this was just like another Would You Rather. Lots of fun. Good premise. You know, intro was the usual length. Had some great people in chat. I think the audio balance is a bit crap on this one.
Besides, my girlfriend lives in another country. I want to live with her.
But there was some interesting prompts in this one.
You have an unlimited supply of all foods, but you're the only one who can consume them. But every drink will taste like water. Interesting. What about you, DJ? Press the button. What about you, DJ? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Yeah. My voice drowned him out. This is like beta. Look like another game review.
I want to try and get every
Very short intro.
But like, there's different groups of like voice chats.
Hmm.
Among indie game films. Public, loud comments. I don't know. Aren't fair.
Yeah, this one kind of dragged a bit, I think. The early reviews kind of sucked. Wasn't very good at them. And the intros were just a waste of time. But like, the setup was good. The QOTD is good. The thumbnail is dog shit. I need to remake the thumbnail completely. This thumbnail sucks. I don't know why I went for the dark look. I actually put the beta one on because I think it looked better. And I'm actually going to switch to it right now because the bright colors look so much better. But yeah, come on. Let me edit you. It's just an AU thing, yeah. Yeah, true streams are like triple S. Absolutely Super Soul. S, guys. We all know what the S stands for, alright? We all know what the S stands for. The SEXINESS. Lucy, single S. True player, triple S. Don't ask me who's in double S. Probably like Supercell or something, because he's in the walls. I don't know. He's the one who suggested it. The true streams are just built different. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, thanks for the advice. Holy shit, that passing comment actually helps me. Oh yeah, just make good content, man. It's literally that simple. Just make good videos. Nothing annoys me more when I see youngsters with very crappy videos who spend like 5 minutes telling you to like and subscribe before actually doing anything, or while doing everything. It's a very hard turn off. I think there's a lot of people over the years who've probably been turned off my content because I've done that. Because I was an obnoxious frick who didn't understand the true perspective of a viewer. But I've learned, and I've improved, as we all do. And hey, maybe those people will actually return someday. Wouldn't that be crazy? Where's the thumbnail for this one? Here it is. But yeah. At least Hex cares about the Withers. Good, just make good content and your army of slaves will grow. Yeah, simps or stands. You guys remember that one? It's coming up. Anyway, let's get back into it. So the Among Us review, mid. I'm going to start skipping through these a bit more because we are... time is ticking. We are... Okay, I'm definitely going through more quicker. Let's keep it up. Ian Brown's COVID controversy. Because I've tagged this one with COVID in the title, it's automatically put this up, which is really cool. Because this was the first actual controversy live stream that I covered. Like an actual proper, this is serious debate. And I don't want to change this thumbnail because I actually think it's perfect. Ian Brown's a musician I discovered like in 2019, and I really thought highly of him until I looked him up on the news, and because he basically stopped doing. He basically didn't publish stuff like 10 years. Like, he was like late 90s, early 2000s. Then there was a really big gap of time where he didn't really publish anything. And then he made a comeback, and I was really confused by some of his songs. So I looked up his social media pages and discovered that he was this anti-vax conspiracy theorist nut, which was seriously disappointing. I still listen to Ian Brown, and occasionally, but it's like, I don't support him. And I mostly listen to his older stuff anyway. The anti-vax stuff is exclusively from one of the new songs, but it's a thing that's developed. He went to prison once in like the early 2000s. I think that's why he stopped making music for a while. Or stopped publishing music at least. Yeah, problematic individual. And it's really unfortunate because for a very long time, every single stream I did used Shadow of a Saint as the end music. Which also means that I can't monetize any of those unless I go back and edit, which is fine. I don't think I want to monetize because nobody watches these. But yeah, this one had a long explanation and exposition and build-up. But I remember having quite an interesting debate that actually researched articles. Again, this set the precedent for later streams. I think it could have been better. And oh god, my Twitter account. I deleted this. I don't think anyone replies to that anyway. I was trying to have like a mature sounding comment that matched a lot of the others that I saw on Twitter because I was like replying that. But yeah, Ian absolutely got it wrong. It was just sad, really. I'm gonna give this one A tier because I think, despite the flaws of the stream, the thumbnail's good, the content's good. I had balls to address it, especially since it was actually relevant to my content because it was literally, you know, something that was in all of my streams. Which Minecraft mob am I most like? This one is probably B tier. Again, it's unlisted now, but I remember having a bit of fun with this one. It was one of the 5 personality test streams, which I'm thinking about giving its own playlist. But I remember these were like very unpopular. Like, these were the thing that people were least interested in on Debate Direct. They actually got decent viewing and stuff, and lots of collaboration. But when I did the polls, people were like, the personality tests suck, you should drop it. So eventually I did. I finally did the last one in like 2021, the Portal one, I think. Or, no, the last one was actually 2022, was this one. But yeah, this one was kind of meh, because they were usually crap. There are a lot which I'd actually scrap. and I'd open, and it turned out that they were made by like a child, so I'd skip them, so we'd only do like 2 or 3. I literally have none of them linked here anymore. But before I edited this, it said like the tests, and there was nothing linked because I clearly forgot to put it in. Honestly, this is not very good. I'm giving this like, it has a cool thumbnail, so I'll give it C tier. But yeah, this is something that kind of sucked. 2020, worst year ever. This was November 2020, and we were just thinking about what makes a good or bad year. What even is this conceptually? Let's talk about it. And it was just a big old Matt ramble. Some people enjoy this kind of thing. I wouldn't, but I got some collaborators on. We had some pretty nice discussion about it. I can't remember exactly. I'm actually going to listen into a few bits of this.
Nature kind of revitalized itself incredibly fast.
Oh yeah, I was talking about when COVID happened, everyone went indoors.
I guess like life to come back, and it decreased pollution. Hello? I can't hear you probably. Sometimes a so-called economic profit.
Just want to hear what we had to say.
But Platty, what were you gonna say? DJ, Platty, alright, sorry, I'm gonna take the speaks in the chair.
Anyway, but yeah, Platty, my opinion of FNAF as it is in the present was much higher back then. But even back then, I wouldn't have bought most of the merch they're selling today. I wouldn't have bought it. I wasn't the one who changed. FNAF changed. Also, look who it is. Again, the audio balance in this is terrible. I was way louder than everyone else, which is really unfortunate. But I think this is like C tier.
Imagine not being able to hydrate, guys. Sorry. That is genuinely horrifying.
She's fine now. She's fine now. She's all healthy again.
The Black Plague from like 100 years ago, or like whatever plague. There was something in the
Spanish flu.
Middle Ages where like people were
13, 12. But anyway, yeah, this is, I don't know.
Hello, Mithran's joined.
I keep skipping and I'm the only one talking, so I don't think this is very good. I'm giving it C tier. I think the thumbnail's cool, the premise is cool, and there was probably some valuable discussion, but I wouldn't sit through that one.
Also, we have,
this is another E3O. Again, there were just a bunch of these, like, over time. This was the first one with True Player. And we also some other random people on this one.
I don't know if any of my dreams or nightmares have been significantly good or bad, because like they're usually very vague ideas and feelings rather than actual narratives. But I think
Nope.
oh, okay. Yeah, she was the first person to fly across the Atlantic. She was an amazing pilot, very famous. And
Tasha came in for a bit.
Triangle on her last
I'd
flight.
much rather know what happened to her. That's really interesting.
She just randomly wandered in. She was like asking what my McDonald's order was or something like that.
JFK
It was great.
Was assassinated, as you guys probably know. He was shot by a sniper during like a car ride.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about
That's
that.
what I said.
Puerto Rico.
Shut up.
Puerto Rico.
Look, I'm English, okay? I'm If you could only eat one and never eat the
It's
other,
so
would you
goofy.
rather eat waffles or eat pancake?
Anyway.
I see it. Very.
But yeah, I don't know. I had a bad habit of like talking over everyone back in the day, so this one I'm gonna give B tier. Aside from that, it's pretty much fine. I'm gonna take another quick break for a moment just to respond to chat. Because I've been reading your messages. So yeah, Platty's first ever stream was the Plague Doctor episode of Containment Breach. I know the one you mean, with him in the thumbnail, like reaching out. That was like episode 2 or something. I'm gonna see if I can actually find that. Why do I keep getting Valorant ads? I don't care. I have never heard anything good about Valorant. Fuck off. But yeah, if I go to SCP Containment Breach... The Plague Doctor, that was episode 4. Here it is. Yeah. That was 3 years ago, April 2020. Oh my god, yeah, and that was like, he actually had me cornered. Yeah, it's a scripted sequence when he walks in. Good stuff. And yeah, DJ, welcome. I think I already said hello, but welcome. Duncan's fighting Scott. Twitter jump scare, or is it X jump scare? Who knows at this point? It doesn't matter. Both are shit. But yeah. If the sinking beautiful little islands don't make it to S tier, I will riot. I don't even remember where that's from, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was some one of the AI generated episodes, I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll see when we get there. Let's keep going, because this is where it gets familiar. This is like the end of 2020, start of 2021. This is when Debate Direct kind of stepped up a bit, I think. And me starting to use Reddit was a big turning point. I've been using Reddit for like 3 years now. I can't believe I went for so long without a Reddit account. Like, I knew what Reddit was, but I never got deeply into it. So I got people to suggest subreddits for me and basically build up a list. And there's actually been some things clipped from this, and this was just me just exploring subreddits that you guys suggested and just reacting to all the various content on there. And like, I don't do this type of content. I think reaction content's pretty lazy, but this was a new experience for me. This was research. And you know, I think both parts, especially part 2, part 2 is probably better. Again, bit of a long intro, but no tech issues, good layout. This is what I adopted, you know, I've adopted the black textures by now.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not, yeah, this is, I don't like the implications, and I don't like the art style.
Yeah, that was disturbing.
Much easier it is to wear a condom.
There was some weird stuff, but like, it was all the good. It was so interesting, and chat was really active, and I made my own avatar, so, tell you what, I'm going to give both of the Reddit episodes S tier. And it's funny that these ones happened back to back with FNAF AR deep dives with DJ. FNAF AR was like the newest game at the time. It was trending. And
screenshots which might help us during discussion. Some of these we use.
I just wanted to talk about like how it could be canon, basically.
I think what I wanted to point out.
And we were going through like emails and stuff.
Delivered to you in the Halloween event. Again, the Jacko. The way this can be canon, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense, guys. It can't be canon. Because again, at the time, I was like, this is the only official game that isn't canon.
Whether it be canon or not, you have security breach Pizza Plex.
Oh! And you've also got... He just said security breach Pizzaplex. No, there's no way. I think Pizzaplex was a thing at the time. I don't remember when that was first used. I was showing off my Instagram stories, because I used to do FNAF AR posts on my Instagram, because like, this was like... You know, I couldn't do, like, regular videos of FNAF AR or live streams. I couldn't live stream FNAF AR, so I did, like, screenshots. I love to play it to get screenshots because there was some cool shit. Dude, I lost these screenshots, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I lost basically all the cool screenshots because I used to have a big collection. Do I still have it? Oh, I've still got it! Let's go! Oh, but this is only the new ones, I think. I think I had loads of older screenshots, which were basically lost media at this point. But yeah, back in the day, I collected screenshots because I thought the game had really cool graphics. And I played outside, so it actually looked kind of immersive. God. Listen, man, I have good memories with FNAF AR. I think people's criticism of Illumix is absolutely valid, and I agree with it. But, like... I should do like a special continuity or a debate direct on this sometime because this game is seriously overhated. I think it probably deserves it now, but back when it first released, this game was awesome. I really enjoyed it. It doesn't actually use proper AR, to be honest, which means it's kind of crap, but that's not the title of the game. The title of the game is FNAF AR Special Delivery. Emphasis on the special delivery. It is stupid that it doesn't use AR properly, but, like, I had a lot of fun with this game. I think you have to play it a certain way to enjoy it, I guess, which is a bit of a demand. Sure. And it's definitely not the best, but I had a lot of fun with FNAF AR before it went downhill. But then, we did another stream shortly after, which was really weird. Completely U-turning, saying, FNAF AR is canon, because I was basically reading through unreleased emails with DJ.
Right. And then there's also, like...
And the audio balance is better. Like, DJ is actually audible.
The active animatronics through the virus.
But yeah, it's the Reddit leak of the unreleased emails. And I don't know, I think both of these were pretty good. I'm gonna give them both A tier because it's fucking post-UCN FNAF lore, but damn, DJ... You know what? No, just because you might not like the content, DJ was a good sport, the thumbnails look awesome, it was interesting, it was engaging, it was paced well, and we didn't have issues. I think those streams are S tier. I don't know. I personally wouldn't put them in S tier, but I think objectively, like, these are good Debate Direct episodes. Then we got the music episode. This was fun.
By default, you think that means it's good, right? Something has
This
more
was
listens on Spotify.
This was the first episode of 2021, and it was a live stream with me, Tasha, and Ethan, and I don't think we've ever done a stream just the three of us since, which is really strange.
Everything up to now has
Oh
been
god, the music was too loud. Because we were a really good, like, trio.
It's all run by conservatives. Not
And
conservatives.
why? What was I talking about?
If you don't understand this,
I just had the thumbnail on display for it. Like having just the thumbnail in the background there, that's a technique I've not used except with one of the recent ones, the video game analysis stream, because I didn't know what to show, so I just had the thumbnail. I probably could have done more, to be honest. It's a very, you know, uncreative thing. But we had some interesting discussion, I think, and Tasha brought in her expertise. I remember this being pretty good, so I'm going to give this one A tier. I just think it could have had something more interesting visually on screen. Now, the 8 values test. What are my political values? This is basically the political compass, but better. And this was a really interesting one. Sorry to keep pausing and starting that.
You know, markets,
but yeah, like clearly the intro wasn't too long, because, you know, okay, it was a bit long, but that's how I roll. But yeah, why did I have the Debate Direct logo up like that? What was that all about? What was that all about? Why was I doing that? That's weird.
Little change. I'll explain this in a moment. In the description, I wrote that.
Here we go.
I don't know. I like it could use work. But, like, it would be a lot of effort to, like, remake it. And I'd have to, like, remodel the series. So, I might save a rebranding until we hit something like episode 50 or something special like that, you know? Because this is a big series. This is a huge series. I want to do something special when we hit those marks. I think 50 and 100 are going to be the episodes where I do something special. Do something unique. But anyway, let's get...
Isn't that interesting? Huh.
So, this is the...
But yeah, I was talking about Debate Direct as a whole, I think. Sometimes I talk about the meta, but yeah, we just went through the questions. I was on my own, but it was some very interesting discussion, and I got it done in one stream. What were my values in the end? What did they look like? This was how it shaped up. So, social, internationalist, moderate, progressive.
Fast fuck action figure toy, guys. This guy.
What am I talking about?
From Zavi.
Dude, skipping to random parts of the stream is so confusing, because I just blurt out the most random out-of-pocket stuff. Like... randomly jumping through a mismatch stream is a complete gamble on whether it's not suitable to play in front of your family. I spit the most random stuff, like, at random moments.
So yeah, interesting, fascinating. But what does this actually mean? What does this actually mean? My closest match is social.
But yeah, I'm gonna give this one S tier. I think these kind of tests were really good. The thumbnail looks banger. Didn't have any big issues. This was a good debate. Got a bunch of people on, and we talked about a big part of kind of online culture. I remember how it was very structured. I had proper, like, articles and stuff prepared for it, and everyone gave their opinions. I don't need to skip through this one. This was a good stream. This one gets S tier. But yeah, this was a really cool one. It's been a long time. God, I've forgotten her name. Jelly?
It would
from D&D.
To miss, but I'm not going to do it.
Ethan was there as well. It was really good, this one.
So here's just a few of the best ones. So on dictionary.com, according to them, simp is just in time for the plug. Back to the content.
Yeah, actually let people talk sometimes, I think.
So, like, I personally don't have anything against simps and stans. I certainly don't have any.
You heard it here first, guys. He said it once in a random bit of a live stream 2 years ago. True player has nothing against simps or stans. Seriously, I gotta move on. But man, that's fun. That's cool that there was, you know, I actually had all those people on for that debate.
I hope they enjoyed the stream.
Diamond Chef was there as well. Damn. I want to skip through and find more bits. I feel like I'm missing stuff. Like, I want to hear what they said.
I think actually acted on that. I think.
Why did I talk so much?
So I just want to acknowledge.
It just disconnected me by itself. It never does that.
My point about how Sims are bad is just not all of them are bad. Like some of them.
He sounds so young. But yeah, that's a stream that might be worth rewatching. I'm just gonna catch up with chat for a minute. But yeah, I think this one I'm gonna give it F's tier. We're gonna move on to the Star Wars tier list. But yeah, I think my first was animated as hell, but I didn't start showing it consistently until Spookies. Dude, Spookies Mansion was good for like one stream and then the rest sucked. I was not good at those DLCs. But yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, we also have FNAF AR's like canonicity, which is with the new stuff. Yeah, I did a Star Wars tier list with Corey and Ethan, which was cool. And it was just a tier list of like the media, like the movies, the TV shows.
It's kind of bland on rewatching. I'm probably just.
I was kind of. This was a slow one. It was a lot of discussion.
I just think that like he didn't.
I was using all these Discord themes as well. Like it's on camera, guys. I used illegal Discord themes.
I was thinking about the
It wasn't illegal. It's against temple
I
service.
found this,
The Mandalorian's
Mandalorian
amazing, dude.
but it subtly plays
Yes.
Daisy themes.
Yes, it does. It's pretty good.
Just to.
Okay, it was enjoyable, but you know,
Yeah.
it was. I don't think it lives up to the TV show and the other stuff.
I don't know. I'm gonna give this one S tier. I think it was nice and simple. I don't have any problems with it. I was with good people. It could be improved, but I'm giving it S tier.
I'd like to see.
Now, I am thinking about unlisting all of my other FNAF tier list streams because the Mr. Matt's Definitive... What on earth am I looking at? That is ugly as hell. Mr. Matt's Definitive FNAF tier list is supposed to replace these. So I might keep them unlisted, but I might give them their own playlist. I'm kind of not sure yet, so keep an eye out on this. But yeah, this is actually the first FNAF tier list I ever did. The very first FNAF tier list was FNAF AR skins. Was I on my own for this one? Or... No, I was in chat with Strob's Ravenade. That's a throwback. I'd forgotten all about Ravenade.
Thing is, problem is, I'm with all these weird characters being added. I'm still questioning how was FNAF AR canon.
It isn't. We're not talking about canonicity. I did 2 streams on that, and at this point, you know, I don't know why people still think that all the posts you see in games are part of the same timeline. They're not. Did I not say candies? Sorry, I said. So from bottom to top, Flumpties, Pop Goes, yeah, T-Jock, Candies, FNAF Plus. That's all 5.
We did all these tier lists and stuff. So that was FNAF AR skins. Then we did an alignment chart of characters.
The whole listening thing was like a real game changer. And Foxy, or this Miss, who was also Henry Emily. I think I'll give him Tads. A fun side Foxy.
Yeah, I was definitely pausing to allow people to speak more on this one.
Irrelevant. I'm not even gonna put them on. We'll have Ennard. We'll have Yendo.
This was just character lists. This was rating the animatronics. But like, it's incomprehensible because everything overlaps. Like, what do you take away from this, guys? Like, you can clearly see who I think less of, but only on a technical basis. The whole Criterion reasoning was a bit crap. And then I did another one with some different guys. That was about like the FNAF lore and what I thought about the timeline. I also did a alignment chart of the overall games.
30 years on. Again, can't disprove it. Yeah. So, almost there, lads. Almost there.
Almost there.
And yeah, we had Mark on for this as well as
Ethan and DJ. Because, like, you don't really see like the unwithered.
Yeah, but I can understand that. And Springtrap already exists.
But yeah, this was an interesting one.
Take your time.
This wasn't bad.
I'm sorry, I'm just really confused because you've also put
I meant to put the dislocation in front of it. Oh, right.
Oh, dude, Mark was got very confused. I'm gonna give this B tier.
She's very talented.
I think, again, the tier list visual and this one was so crap, but we had some nice discussion about it. I'll give them both B tier. They're not bad. But let's move on. The death penalty debate. I think, yeah, this is number 40 we're up to now. And how long have we been streaming? Hour and a half. Okay, we're on track. We're on pace. So, yeah, this one was an interesting one. It was a very controversial one. And originally I was going to have someone join me for it, but I removed their profile picture from the thumbnail.
No value to society.
And this has actually got chapters. I started putting timestamps
a death penalty
on...
in the UK article from Amnesty International. The first person on our list of charity... Okay, it's actually the third, not person.
But yeah, I actually put timestamps on this so people could navigate it more easily. I would do this with every single live stream if I could, but I just don't have time. Yeah, this was kind of like what prompted the debate, and I thought the answers were really interesting. And then I was like responding to chat, reading articles, all kinds of stuff. I remember this being pretty good and pretty well paced and everything, especially with the timestamps. So I'm gonna give this S tier. Again, another controversial topic that I actually came to a conclusion to. Like, these weren't just exploring topics and dipping my toes in. Each and every debate does end with a conclusion. I do make my mind up on what my opinion is. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the DJ, yeah, the simp for DJ and stan for Ethan. Yes, DJ. I think I got those wrong way around. I think I have a simp for Ethan and a stan for DJ. I think I got it the wrong way around. So this was yet another E3O, just with a different bunch of the Hydration Nation. For some reason... Yeah, no, that's irrelevant. This is still public. I might unlist some of these, but, like, they're all on the playlist.
That's hard.
And there was some interesting discussion on these. And I got better at my commentary by this time. By, what, 2021? I'd kind of matured. I'd stopped talking over everybody. I gave people more space to speak, starting around early 2021. I got a lot better at managing that, because I understood how voice chat worked. And it's not just me talking all the time.
Star Wars. Gotta say Star Wars.
Why are we saying Star Wars?
Am I involved in this?
Because I had this, like, bad habit as a teenager where I felt the need to fill every silence, so I would just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and it was obnoxious.
Kind of remembered because he was assassinated.
But yeah, this was a good one. This was well paced. I think this is the best, you know, would you rather out of all of them so far. I'm gonna give it... Honestly, I think I should give it S tier. I think this is as good as it gets. I think that is, like, the best it could have been. I'm gonna give that S tier. Then we got 1 out of 16. And I actually changed the name of the stream to this. I might change it again. And I should definitely change that goofy looking thumbnail. But this was a fun one. I remember this one being quite interesting, because this is what I would now classify as a research stream. And I've got a new playlist for this called Research Topics. And this is all debate directs where I'm not actually debating, but I'm learning about a new topic. And, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, we're educating each other together. Like, kind of like self-teaching. I'm actually going to replace that thumbnail. Where is it? Because this, I don't like the effects I put on that. This is still a bad thumbnail, but it's slightly better. So I'm going to swap that out. I don't know what the hell my facial expression was for this either. I just wanted to look really goofy. I just remember, be goofy. Look like you've got split personality disorder, because apparently that's what that looks like. I don't know. But this was me taking the 16 personalities test, which is a lot of fun. And there was quite a long intro explaining the personality types and stuff. So yeah, the test begins around 19 minutes in. I need to go and timestamp all of these. But yeah, it was really cool.
What we can't explain might make those real. And it might make God real. Most of the time, when I try getting different people to
And it's a really in-depth quiz, so it's really nice.
Got no phone, but it's all there. You know, all the music is obviously here too.
Yeah, just looking back, I mean, Yeah, I did a whole read-through of my profile as well.
You can retake the test, you can view the history.
And again, some people compare this to, like, horoscopes and, like, astrology, but it's not the same thing at all. This is backed by real science. This is scientific. No, not all of humanity can neatly fit into 16 boxes, but I think these personality types are just that. They're types. Within those personalities, there's variants. You see they measure with exact percentages here. So, you know, what exactly you are can shift and change over time. But, like, you know, I found it really helpful and useful for understanding myself better. I think you know, and this bled into how I ran my YouTube channel. I learned to understand my own behaviors and habits better. And kind of, like, why I behave the way I do as a result of 16 personalities. It was really good. Apparently I'm an architect. I think that's, like, INTJ or something. But yeah, 1 out of 16. Goofy thumbnail. Not bad. Nice little research thing. Pacing's a bit off. I'm gonna give it, like, A tier. Again, this one has a bit of a horrible thumbnail, and it was just Malcat.
Transparent images. You don't get them off.
But, you know, this is another personality test.
Favorite color out of
Again, these personality tests were
Pink's
crap.
pretty cool.
They were written by
They're all
children.
good.
There's so much, like,
though, only a black.
roleplay. It's weird. I didn't even link any of them. That's how bad they were.
Send me a clip of like you with my mascot, please.
I don't know. I'm gonna give this C tier. This is very mid.
I can add it.
Just because it's a
fun,
personality
dude.
test and it's
I'm
bendy. Then I did bendy tier lists, and this was definitely a lot better. This one again was just Malcax. He was a big bendy fan.
Yeah, it's I remember making this tier list.
Yeah, intro dragged a bit. We talked about Nightmare Run for a bit. I did what, characters?
And there's lots of cool collectibles and Easter eggs and things to go back.
What was I even talking about? I've done like
$90 in all
oh no, this is a games tier
Horror
list.
Survival's $1 with free DLC.
Yeah.
Orcus, and you
Was that AFK? It's weird.
well, coming to my kitchen, you know.
I remember
you,
this.
Happy family, me, I had a crooked empire. Henry, come visit my workshop. Kicks you through the door. You know, I mean, it's a cool sequence. It's a cool.
I
sequence.
actually
But,
gained a new appreciation for Chapter 3
I don't
doing
know,
this
I-
alignment chart. It was quite in depth. And then we got the big tier list of the characters.
Yeah, and like everything else is really good, but one of the staples of his character, it's like that transformation's a little vague. The most information we've got is a Dark Revival tape that's stuck.
Yeah.
Gameplay, that is why. Because you
This
have,
was
like,
decent. I'll give it A
'cause
tier.
legit, it makes you like think to yourself, you have to rush to like get that thing on the boat fixed.
Yeah.
So that's why. Cause
Yeah. Anyway. Alright, guys, I'm going to take a quick break because I'm feeling the pace of it. I need like a coffee or something. So, if you are enjoying the stream, leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and share this to your friends. All the support is very much appreciated. I'm just going to be gone a few minutes, so for you to go get something to eat, something to drink, you know, tidy up, go to the toilet, you know, do whatever. If you need to do that, now is the time. Chat links in the description if you're bored waiting. Today's charity shout-out goes to Friends of Earth, who, as you could probably guess from the name, are a great charitable organisation working hard to fight for the planet, you know, anti-pollution, you know, pro-sustainability, avoiding, you know, the climate breakdown, the climate crisis. And yeah, they are specifically against pollution. If you donate, if you, you know, support them, maybe read their articles, you know, you're helping, you know, create more sustainable energy. It's sorry, I'm a bit tired. I'm zoning out. The info's there. Check it out, okay? Because you can also win a shout out to your YouTube channel, link below, alongside Friends of Earth, my Discord server, and my other channels. If you give me the best answer to the question of the day, which Debate Direct episode was your favourite and why? I'm clicking the wrong one, guys. I'm feeling tired all of a sudden. I need a kick. I need a boost. I'll be right back. 5 minutes. Just take a quick break, and I'll catch up with chat when I'm back. I always forgot. Hey, I'm back. Oh, I'm just gonna take my headphones off. For a minute. I got some coffee, but it needs to cool down, so we're just gonna keep going. And, see what there is to see with these tier lists, huh? So, what am I doing? With these tier lists, with these streams. So, what we got here, up next, is the Henry Stitman Collection review. This is by far my best review thumbnail. I think, oh, that's confusing. Yeah. The Henry Stitman Collection review thumbnail, easily the best out of them. I like the way it's arranged, everything is perfect.
I plan on it's gotten that complicated because I'm sad.
Sorry, I got sniffles today. For some reason there was loads of like housekeeping admin chat at the start, like for way too long. The actual review doesn't start until like a third into the thing, which is way too much.
Art style,
but I guess it was necessary unless I wanted to do like a vlog stream. I think the community tab didn't exist at this point, which is why a lot of these older streams are a bit clunkier with their structure. I didn't have the community tab, so I had to just say stuff in the videos and hope people got it. But yeah, this one was a bit better, I think, just the layout and everything. You can see it slowly evolving into the modern one. I actually like structured the review with like a plan, and it's just a lot better written, I think, than some of the older ones. So I'm gonna give this one S tier. Your thumbnail's banger. So yeah.
Like so.
Oh boy, we got a fun one here. I did my absolute best to address this adequately. This gets S tier. I don't think I need to explain why. I actually had like a whole... like timestamp thing.
Hashtag I stand by Scott and the people who will defend...
with like the timestamps and everything.
Flawed. That, you know, if they didn't get a proper...
and, you know, all of this stuff. There was an open mic where I let people just give their thoughts as they wished.
Okay, so how disappointing... Gotta be very careful with that. But...
and then I had like a scripted scheduled thing with Lucy only, because she had specific things to talk about, and specific insights.
To understand. And if
and then there was just kind of like
and
a final
if you don't feel comfortable enough, you can leave. It's fine. It's all fine.
And yeah, that's... yeah. Dude, the music I picked for this, oh my god, I just remembered. I had, like, Anakin's betrayal happening during one of the breaks. That's how sad this was. I actually, I made sure to, like...
can the Separatists
pick some tunes that are appropriate. Then there was a Clone Wars tier list stream. Again, this one was pretty cool. It didn't, you know, wasn't too slow to get started, and then we just kind of, you know, got into it.
Because, like, it felt like the dialogue was...
and I actually rewatched Clone Wars recently. Like, I re-watched it at this time, so it was kind of fresh in my mind, I remember.
It was heart-wrenching, man. There was so much good character development.
And I really...
about the Techno Union. Yeah. Very cool. Very... yeah, this is the thing that's probably, you know, forced the Techno Union to stop being neutral, because their allegiance to the Separatists was kind of dubious at the time.
Just talking about the law.
You know, I've already met and kind of mentioned fives in passing, and yeah, it's not...
yeah, I didn't go presentation mode, which automatically puts this stream in F tier, clearly. No presentation mode, no. I'm gonna bump it up. Honestly, I think I'm being a bit generous here. I think my system's a bit generous. I'm gonna move everything down a tier. I think I need to up my standards. I think I need to be stricter. I'm just gonna move everything down a tier, because, like, I think the truth is that none of these are S tier, and my best is only A tier, but because it was the best, I just thought I'll put it in the top tier. And I do actually quite enjoy, and I'm quite proud of some of these, but I think some of these are really, like, quite, you know, meh to most viewers. And again, I'm trying to do, like, a fairly objective list, not just me personally, but, like, to the average viewer, what is going to earn that rank. Like with FNAF AR, personally I put those in like B, but I think the actual streams in their own right were top tier. So I'm going to do this, and then maybe I'll pick some of the ones from A to go into S tier, and only the best. Only the real standouts that, you know, were essential, I guess. This is an interesting one. Theorist 101, the how-to. This is me using FNAF as an example to teach people how I did theory crafting. And SPL was the only person with me for this.
And we have the puppet involved. Right?
And it was another one where I just had the thumbnail.
His eyelids is the same as
for most of it.
But they're pieces.
So that kind of sucked.
I mean, I think the nightmares were created by William, but
I
not
don't know.
in the way.
I don't remember learning anything or coming out of this one feeling particularly enhanced.
The Freight Fast vs. Pizza 1, the location 1985, supposedly closed because of the chilled.
Yeah, because it kind of just devolved into a FNAF lore discussion, and it had some moments, but I think this one is like B tier. It's not bad, but it's not great. Now this was a really good one. I was
sleep paralysis.
Using my new setup.
There we go.
Is this the first one with the new setup? This is. So this is August.
Bureaucracy and deadlines are really
October.
Suck. The actual art of like.
This was the first debate direct made in October 2021. This is the first one that happened after I got the new setup with the new camera that was higher quality. Finally, the new background. I actually timestamped this as well, which means the length of the intro doesn't matter because it's actually you can skip straight to it. I need to go back and timestamp things consistently because I've only
I don't know if I've ever
timestamped random specific ones.
I'm wholeheartedly.
But I remember reading all these articles and really getting into the nitty-gritty of the debate and considering all angles. I remember this being quite in-depth. And coming away from this feeling fulfilled about having learned stuff. I think that's S tier. I'm going to put it in A for now. And I'm going to decide which ones push S tier out of the A tier. Anyway, I don't know if this coffee's ready yet. It's still a bit hot, but yeah. Then we had Debate Direct 50, which I always said I want to do something special with. This was, again, October 2021. And I brought on a bunch of members of the community to talk about safety versus freedom.
I mean, it's up to you. You don't have
core
to.
debate.
I don't know if I really deserve it, because I mean...
that everything always comes down to. Not timestamped.
Already legal? Well, clearly it is.
It's a bit long, and we seem to get...
As well as just talking about that, we can actually talk about the debate itself, like we just did for parodies. Take a look at these.
Yeah, it took us like a quarter of the stream, 30 minutes to actually get into the debate. I feel like this one had a really dragged out intro.
These guys are...
The thing is, I feel like... I don't mean to offend anyone, but if I'm being quite frank here, there's a significant age gap between myself and most of the people who collaborated with me on this type of thing. So when it came to this very theoretical, very abstract debate, I feel like a lot of you kind of struggled. Because I don't remember getting that much kind of engagement. Like, the points we were making were all quite basic, me included, for different reasons. But, like, this was something that I don't think you guys... I think you guys struggled to kind of connect with.
Raising a child,
just
man,
from an academic
I feel
point
like
of view.
having a whole video on that now.
We had some decent discussion, but I don't remember much of it.
I think there is a decent balance at the moment, actually, because usually the punishment...
Like...
Phasmophobia with the boys.
I mean, at least the audio balance is
They
good.
are, putting themselves...
But it just seems kind of boring and forgettable, this one. Like, this one doesn't stand out, even though it's supposed to be a special event. It actually stands out less than all of the streams around it. So, I don't know.
One thing... I think there is a decent balance at the time.
What are you guys saying?
Safe. Then, like, I don't see a feasible way
I was
to,
using examples,
really
wasn't I?
stop that. But I don't know how much it's still a problem. YouTube is a weird place, to be honest.
I used to, back in the day, have a 2-hour time limit on my Apple tablet.
There is that, yep. They built in stuff like this.
I don't know, I'll get beat in. This isn't bad
idea,
actually.
I don't know.
Nah, that intro, though.
It was way...
But yeah, which games are scariest? Now, this was awesome. This should have been Debate Direct 50 in retrospect, because this actually tied back to my regular gaming content that you guys all know and love so much. And essentially, I made my own tier list of scary games.
I know this is also
and with a couple friends in voice chat, I did these polls in chat to get people to vote on what they thought was the scariest.
It had already been...
Again, very long, dragged out intro by the looks of things, but I finally got the tier list.
Absolutely no idea.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'm actually gonna go to my own channel for this. What a pick, like, for all of these, so I was just a bit random with it, but yeah, that's FNAF 4, that's Help Wanted, and that includes everything. That can include Curse of Dreadbear as well.
I should have picked a different image for Help Wanted.
I just picked something that I thought was scary from Help Wanted. Probably should have taken more time on that.
But this was fun.
Hunter and
this was awesome. It had some really good
fenced area in a forest
discussion. It was just a fun one. I remember having a good time.
But FNAF 4 is just way too exaggerated.
It's actually to the point where the collaborators were too loud.
Well, whatever. Crazy.
The audio balance is
purple
decent.
Lady's doing her thing now. There's all kinds of crazy stuff already happening. So
and I actually showed off videos to the games people were less familiar with.
Yeah. The screech. But so, I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah. How's the poll doing? We've got 6 votes.
Honestly, this one was great. I'm gonna give this B tier. It wasn't super deep, but we definitely had fun with it.
Soon.
And then, this is back to back with an SL stream.
Guerrera's all like the tie-ins with other media.
This one I'm gonna give A tier.
The episode where
it was
Tech has that conversation
a
with
well-paced,
like,
fun deep dive into something I was passionate about. It was just me rambling, but some people love that.
Yeah, mentioned earlier. The other
visuals could have been better, to be honest. So it's not top tier.
If you haven't enjoyed, leave a like.
I'll give that one A tier
if you
for sure.
Already. Shit, that's soon.
And then we had another E3O for the first time in ages with loads of people. This was like the best one, and I think it was the last one. It was like a mega would you rather with like a whole host of people from the channel.
One of them
and oh man, yeah, it took us a long time to get into it, but it was like a full over an hour and a half of some fun discussion, and I actually made room for people to speak.
Oh man, you're welcome. But you made me happy because I like having new people to talk to in chat. Something I've noticed, guys, is that.
I think about this.
Oh yeah, sorry. I just wanted to say, like, it's really nice to have new people in chat because after a while, only having the same old people turning up, it kind of.
I guess that means you wouldn't know when you're about to get hypothermia or something.
Because, well, you would still get hypothermia if you went out into like the Arctic with your t-shirt, but you wouldn't feel that bad. It's like feeling that, like.
It's not like
pain. That means people about my Reddit account. I barely mentioned it,
you have a Reddit
so I
account.
can kind of really just do what I want on there most of the time.
I mean, my Reddit it used to be for Mr. Matt, but since I have the community tab now, it's just kind of a personal account.
Yeah.
Big break for me. Let's move on. I believe I have to check the list.
But yeah, we had some great discussion on here.
I could just wear oven gloves. They don't burn me.
Wait a minute. It's not giving us any rules. So what if I put on heat-resistant gloves?
And people were finding all the loopholes. It was great, dude. He sounds younger, man.
A complete dictatorship, where I'm not big an insult, but it's like, damn, that really is my reputation. And
yeah, I give this one A tier.
I had no friends, so there's that. But it would be annoying, wouldn't it? Also, whose mic is that? It's so loud. What is going on?
It was Libby. Anyway, but then we had the Portal personality test, and again, the personality tests were always quite mediocre. You know, they weren't popular with people.
It's some kind of, I don't know.
Again, they're not even linked here.
I don't think it's very healthy, and we are.
Intro was longish, and I was with a pretty random set of people.
Let's get started.
We had Dario here, who like never showed up again, and
so here we go.
I think they were muted for most of it.
I am Doug Ratman.
Same! What the hell? So here we go.
Crap test, but yeah. Just curious.
You should just see it, just to see what is happening, just so you know. That way you can actually experience it and judge it without just hearing spoilers.
It's one of Frog Balloon's first collabs.
And yeah, guys, this is Leet Speak. You see how it says trans... for like 6
I don't know, this one could be worse.
Absolute bad.
It's just not very entertaining, I think. I'll give it C tier.
Like ADHD children, like what the fuck?
Because the tests themselves were decent. They weren't actually that bad.
Foxy's
but it's staying in C tier.
And there's a bit of endoskeleton, but like.
And again, this was a fan game tier list, which again, the definitive tier list replaces because there was only a very few games.
Jolly
Bees, phase 1 and 2.
There was some good discussion about it. These guys knew what they were talking about.
It's the same game. It's a separate file from the main game, but it's.
And Ethan's got that trivia knowledge.
Okay.
We also did characters.
What else should we talk about? Day Shift at Freddy's, Fredbear and Friends, Left to Rot. I put those in like A and B respectively.
I have some input on Day Shift.
Yeah, I remember we actually... This is one of those streams where it was structured like, here's everybody's tier list. We're going to take turns to discuss each point.
Into some of the S rank.
Then we did characters.
I just think the Beaver's pretty funny with his newspaper, you know. I thought was a really interesting, like, conceptually. Same as Blank, like a character that the kids draw on. Very unique. And also his game mechanic in the first game, like Foxy.
I give this one like B tier. I don't know. It could be better, but it could be worse.
And he's also the only,
it wasn't
like,
the best, like with the tier list we chose. We had some great discussion, but the tier list could have been better, and the pacing of the stream could have been better.
No, I had a McDonald's breakfast.
Nice.
What happened?
She had McDonald's breakfast and she got number 68 when it could have been 69.
What, you playing?
We were this close. We're on the verge of victory.
That's great. Anyway,
of Circus, baby.
then we had these,
with the kind
the
of
Fazbear Frights tier lists, which were timestamped and everything. I don't even need to go through these because I remember them clearly. This was the best, like, nerd out I ever had with ambience, because it was a very niche thing that we were both deeply invested in, and it was like a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. Like, there's never been anything else like this for us two specifically,
let's begin
or hardly anyone else.
with the
like,
cliffs.
There's very few people.
And you know, Ambience, you can start. What did you think of
very few. I have
cliffs?
such a lengthy conversation
Story of Volume 7
about something niche like this with.
So the cliffs is a pretty interesting story because
his voice.
on the surface it seems like a very simple story, pretty short one. You know, I actually like it for what it is. Like in.
And yeah, he had some brilliant
I think the last thing I
points.
just want to talk about briefly was
it's very good.
FNAF in general. I mean,
these are S tier.
But there's a new book series on the horizon called Tales from the Pizzaplex.
This is before Security Breach released.
What do you think it'll learn from Fazbear Frights? Hopefully.
I feel like this is kind of a new beginning.
Look at me in
for this
blue.
type of series. Like I think
nice
that,
branding.
I think that Scott has learned from a lot of the mistakes that he might have made with Fazbear Frights, like the later volumes. So
I don't know how well that aged. Should animals have the same rights as humans? Bizarre debate premise, definitely, but a fun one. Really interesting. I remember all the debates around the 40s and 50s being really well researched, and I actually went away from them like feeling like I'd learned something, even though I was on my own in voice chat. Like these were good ones. I think that's definitely also an S tier. Then we've got the Secret Laboratory Enjoyers. I think this thumbnail needs reworking, but like we had a lot of fun. It was me and Tash for this one. Deep diving into what makes it so good.
And then when it released, the hype had sort of died down. Like, oh yeah, it's finally out.
Exactly. And this is the thing. This one was absolutely a precursor for a continuity every day. We started with my review, which I'd done off camera at some point.
And the balancing of them all is like pretty nice in my opinion.
We're talking in depth about all the items and characters and
like,
stuff.
Out of his rage.
And
if you're caught off guard and get jump scared, there is plenty of blood and.
But yeah,
their plan. Ambience. I know
we had some top bants, and yeah, we were in chat. Yo, 2 FPS. Yeah, the stream might have lagged a bit, but yeah, the Secret Laboratory live stream here. This discussion that we had was absolutely 100% a precursor to the review of Design on Continuity Error. This video wouldn't exist without this stream, because this stream was my rough attempt at this idea, which I had at the time. This was March 2022, and I already had the idea for doing a video essay that didn't release till 10th of August 2022. It takes a long time for these things to go. But man, I'm so glad that it did. Look at that transition, by the way. Black with white outline fades into... Oh, wait, no. It's black with white outline glowing, but it was on a black background before, so it's... Dude, I love that effect. Honestly, I'm so excited for Continuity Error this winter, this autumn. It's going to be so good. But yeah, this is absolutely an S tier as well. We had great discussion, great bants. Honestly, the debate tracks just keep hitting at this point because they get better and better. This was the Rorschach test, which was just a fun deep dive into a special little, like, you know, psychological test thing. I remember, again, feeling like I learned from this.
But as time went on, I started editing into, like, 2-hour streams, and then 2.5...
Answering questions from chat, probably.
Resolve life...
And yeah, it was great.
Discord server, and post your results for me to see. I can react to them on stream, and maybe see if I think they're accurate or not.
Like, this was just a cozy stream with everybody.
Tentacles or, like, antennae just kind of sprawling off them.
Anyway, I got this hilarious prompt for the thumbnail, which I thought was so good. I wish this had been episode 69, because that was absolutely perfect. You know what, guys? Shall I just swap this with episode 69? The actual episode 69 is, like, FNAF tier list. Shall we just swap these canonically and say this is actually episode 69? It's got the spirit of episode 69, even if it's numbered 61. But seriously, this thing was absolutely awesome. And, yeah, it was...
We talked about this in the intro.
We had a few familiar people on.
What is the entire point of this?
And some really interesting discussion.
You can never... My honest opinion. Alright, boys. Let's get on with this. Let's find a good one. Come on, let's give us a good one. Okay, you will solve the problems of global warming, overpopulation, and starvation, but will live out the rest of your life alone and penniless. Discuss.
Sure.
It blows my nose.
I press it.
Really?
Yeah, I'd press the button. You're risking your own life, but you're still
Yeah, I'll take it.
God damn. Excuse me.
I'm only sacrificing one life, so yeah, I'd press it.
Damn. You guys are all so noble.
Is chat not
I'm really
updating?
tempted to,
Bruh, chat hasn't been updating for me for ages. I thought everyone had left.
Because I
God damn
know
it.
you say, well, you know, to not press that would be, like, selfish, right? Yes. Let me think about this. Global warming, overpopulation, and starvation.
But yeah, there was some interesting discussion back with this one. I just want to watch some of it back.
The choice go off. Personally, I would...
And some people just have it pretty crappy already.
Yeah, there are people collides with the building and he dies instantly. And it's like flying up
context for this one.
With, like a specific type of boat. So he like never went in like rivers or oceans, and then one day he's standing in his
it's Power 5. Yeah, I remember this.
Necromancy, this is for like
Necromancy. I love the creativity as well. That was creative.
The upside is this. There are only
Wait a minute, you can just leave them alone though.
Yeah, there are only 6 people in the world. You can go anywhere in the blink of an eye, like teleportation, immortal, invulnerable. They can't do anything to you. You can avoid them.
Wait a minute.
The world is your oyster. Another upside. Humanity is basically extinct.
All of your family is gone. Also, the same reason
There was some funny discussion on there. Then I did psychoanalysis, which was with some more interesting online tests from the same place as the Rorschach one. I just remember that these tests were kind of silly and not as good. So I think this one is worse as a result.
Right-brained individuals have a huge difference in behavior.
But yeah, this one is A tier and this one is
human brain.
C tier.
The human brain is really divided.
And we got that Star Wars character tier list. This was collaborated with George and Swim to advertise the Jedi Temple, which has kind of died, to be honest. But yeah, a bit of a long intro, but we had a great discussion.
Swim made a cameo in FNAF 4 hydrated highlights, which we can talk about later. But
that's funny.
Incredible. Like R2 is literally a killing machine.
R2 is ready to take down the whole empire.
Yeah, R2 is...
Alright, but we're gonna have to speed through this. Unless you want to just sit back and do a 2-hour stream. We can probably go through a lot of the later ones more quickly. We're taking time with the...
We were going to do this in multiple parts. We never got around to finishing it. I don't know if it's going to happen now.
Important characters like the original trilogy, because this is where everything starts. We're going to have to take our time in this one. Luke Skywalker is next. Yeah, true Mandalorians. And he wants a son to carry his legacy.
Much of the discussion of this. It was fun.
It's like it means you can be more
creative.
It
was good, and it was a great opportunity for George because this was his first outing. But I give it a B tier. I think it was lacking something. I don't know. And before we go on to the Minecraft update one, I just want to head back to chat for a minute because I've totally neglected you guys for some reason, and this has only been a problem for the last few days. Live chat on my phone keeps freezing, so I have to refresh it manually to get it to update. So I'm literally not seeing all messages. Reality Breakthroughs, Platty. I guess I should start calling you Aiden. Aiden from Reality Breakthroughs. Rebrand's a bitch. But you think the Secret Lab review was the best just because of, like, how interested to see me get overwhelmed by all the good stuff in the game. And I actually, you know, had knowledge about it, and Tasha had some hilarious, funny bits. It's like the recipe for success, isn't it? I have to agree. GJ thinks at number 23. I don't really use the number system anymore. Was it this one? Was it this one? Yeah! Theory, speculations, and AUs. Dude, that thumbnail is golden. Look at that thumbnail. Yeah, DJ's arguing that one because, The way we expanded upon the FNAF lore was very respectable, and we make for good commentary. Man, picking a QOTD winner is going to be hard with all these. Supercell says number 84. It was a basic will you press the button, but the memes that came out of it were hilarious. Maybe the most fun I've had in a Discord VC. Also, the QOTD was interesting. We get there when we get there, but 84 is the Beautiful Islands one, isn't it? Oh, yeah, because it was... Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, I respect that choice. Frogeball cameo. It's just failing on me again. But yeah. Anyway, I don't want to live stream forever, guys. I gotta be going in like 45 minutes. So I'm gonna try and pick up the pace now. So, Minecraft update tier list. I don't need to rewatch and go back on these anyway, because these were recently enough that I pretty much remember them. It's not like from ages ago. Like, I did like a research where I actually read out each of the updates. We had some great discussion. We had some great takes. It was very based. It didn't get hostile. And I was really happy with the list I made in the end, which I'm struggling to find, but I do have saved on here somewhere. Whoa. Okay. Stop. What was that? My tier list is over here. Minecraft update tier list. Yeah, this is my opinion. This is my ranking of the Minecraft updates. 1.19 would go in B. 1.20 would go in A. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't actually played the ones before 1.7, so I feel like my rankings of those might change. But yeah, the Minecraft updates, very cool. S tier stream. Which FNAF character are you? Thumbnail kind of sucked. It was a bit of a mess. I was trying to get each one of my collaborators to correlate with an animatronic, but it didn't come across clearly. Like, I'm supposed to be Springtrap, Swim's supposed to be Foxy, so on and so forth. But it just looks like a mess, because some of them are FNAF profile pictures, so you can't tell what's what. It was really stupid. Yeah, this was personality tests, which, again, were kind of meh. Yeah, the personality tests were usually pretty lame. They weren't the worst, but they, you know, we skipped a lot of them because they were absolutely crap. It was a bit of a messy stream. We had some great discussion, I think, but yeah, quite forgettable. I'll give this in C tier. Did I put any of the personality test ones above C tier? Because I shouldn't have. There's Bendy, FNAF, Portal, Minecraft, and there was one other. Bendy, FNAF, Portal, Minecraft. I don't remember what the other one was. Maybe it was only 4. Anyway, now we're getting to an interesting one. Markiplier inspired me to just do a stream messing around with InferKit, and I think this stream was just top notch. Like, we had some really interesting stuff. I got it to... What the f... This was Ethan. This was Ethan screwing around. Ethan put in a prompt to write a fanfic about me and Lucy. It was absolutely awful. And also, yeah, for some reason, I decided to slip in a bit of a FNAF fan game that I didn't get to finish on Five Nights of Fan Games because it was a similar kind of quiz thing. Bit of a messy stream, to be honest. Had some fun, but it wasn't nearly as entertaining as Mark's prompts because I just wasn't as creative. I don't know. I'm going to give this B tier. The AI-generated images, though, this has become a phenomenon. This is one of my most important streams because it delved into a very real, very relevant trend. And kind of like cutting-edge technology. I even talked about like the process of making the thumbnail and stuff.
I feel like it's too late for that now. That would have been great.
And like there was all kinds of random
That's
stuff.
That's just even Minecraft. There's no Doki Doki.
Which was like super weird.
On
and like it was Dali Mini. You know, and we were really like having a discussion like this is the future, face. You know. So I'm gonna put
like
that
POV you're playing the game
in
a bit of the HUD.
DDLC Plus review. This was actually a good review. This was nice and clean. Whoa, what is this? Oh yeah, I was thinking about doing DDLC tier lists.
Why is Bowser here?
Yo, do I have this saved? Just curious. Just for science. Why have I not done a DDLC Smash or Pass yet?
You know, we could do a little...
Guys, the definitive... Guys, you've seen Mr. Matt's definitive FNAF tier lists. Mr. Matt's definitive DDLC smash or pass. I've never done DDLC tier lists. I've done Baldi's Basics, FNAF, and Bendy, but I've never done DDLC. That is just outrageous. Also, why is this Reddit.com? Ha! Kind of. Maybe. Tier maker. Come on, please. I need the source. This is just video game characters, man. I want DDLC. Nah, fuck this. Maybe if she asks nicely. Why does it have to be a she, bro? Oh god, these images. Is this okay? I should not be looking at this on a stream. Jesus. DDLC smash or pass. Okay, here we go. You know what? I'm just gonna research this in my own time. I absolutely need to do some DDLC tier lists, just in general. Jokes aside, like, genuinely, there are some good DDLC tier lists out there, which I'm amazed I've never done any. But yeah, I actually, like, planned this out. I had, like, criteria. I was really thorough and incisive with this, and I feel like I was fair.
096, unless...
I compared with my other reviews. Pacing wasn't perfect, but this is, like,
I think we
tier.
You know, the use of the animatronics.
This was Swim's big tier list. This was Swim's tier list of books, games, everything. And yeah, this was Ambience, Conan, George, Paw, and Swim, apparently. This was like a whole bunch of people. I'm gonna be honest. This would have been S tier, but it's like there were too many people in voice chat. It got really chaotic. And like that's the problem with like some of these streams. Like I've become really restrictive with how many people I put in voice chat at a time lately, because I used to do stuff like this and it just did not work. People either talked over each other or couldn't get a word in because there were just too many voices.
Exactly. And,
which was kind of unfortunate. It was also very slow to start with.
FNAF 2's gameplay, like, yeah, sure, they're minigames, but they're rare as fuck. I've never encountered them.
And, you know, I've done the same thing, but better. Because, again, the problem with this tier list is that we were comparing official games to fan games to VHS clips to books. And it was like, how are you comparing these, you know? There's no, like, consistent criteria for this.
This makes Security Breach watchable. It's brilliant.
So it was a bit of a problem. Very difficult to manage.
Vesta, who was mentioned by, yeah.
This was kind of like a general enjoyment kind of thing.
Closet and twisted ones, so...
You're not missing out.
I feel like Charlie and John...
Yeah, so it was just a real problem.
So I did them individually.
But, you know, we had some fun. It could have been worse. I'm going to give it D tier, just 'cause it had some issues.
Security Breach has its own tier on mine. Nothing got close to it. That wasn't even intentional, by the way. I know I wrapped
enough of that.
Name, the profile.
Yeah, next episode was yet another tier list. This was the point, I think, where tier lists was getting repetitive, but I love them. I can't stop it. And you guys don't seem tired of tier lists, so I'm going to keep doing them. But yeah, DJ and Ethan joined me for a tier list of every Mr. Matt's to Mist clip, which was quite a goofy, silly idea. But we just thought, what if we ranked all the memes? I think I made this myself.
So far. Anything we disagree with?
And we had some like fun tier names, and like we actually talked about like what makes good humor and memes. I felt satisfied with it. I feel like it had a couple issues. Because obviously this is out of date now. And, you know, we also talked about, like, memes which have since been deleted because we didn't like them. They were, like, a problem for some reason. Whatever reason. But, you know, we got to show off a lot of talent and have a lot of fun with it. Freddy Knight the Dark Roam! Oh my god, Freddy Knight the Dark Roam is, like, my greatest creation. Freddy Knight the Dark Roam is unbeatable. I want to go watch it now. I want to... fuck this. I want to go watch Freddy Knight the Dark Roam. I'm gonna give this A tier. I don't think it's deserving of S tier, but like...
Tell me there's a lot of it about. We're all over it.
It should have been Freddy Knight the Dark Roam. That would have been funny. A bit too much though.
What's next? What's next on this one?
Okay, so the next meme is me dissing
But it's, like,
Wide
deliberately
Radioactive
misspelled.
Foxy. So I ran into a bug with my modded Peter Sim. playthrough.
Come on.
And we got a hugely wide version of the FNAF AR skins. Literally the
Come
worst
on.
FNAF AR skin, in my honest opinion. The worst.
Dude. It won't even
And it's
appear.
literally just me roasting the shit out of him. Listen to this.
Let me just get rid of that. Let me see. Where is it? I figure it's got to be one of my most popular ones. Where's Friday Night the Dark Room? There it is! Friday Night the Dark Room. I can't make a sequel to this. I'm never going to make anything as good as this. Let me just experience the pure joy and glory that is Friday Night the Dark Room once again.
Hey guys, welcome back to my Freddy Fazbear night. Today I'm gonna be red running. It's this new thing I found out about, right? We're gonna be doing on maximum difficulty. Gonna be
I'm so proud of this.
I'm gonna run out of power.
Like the editing I did to make it look so low quality.
Pro gamer thing you wouldn't understand. Okay. And yeah.
I had to actually render this multiple times to crunch it up.
Just gonna get those AIs up
and get like the black bars.
How quickly we can run out of power. Oh shit. Oh no. What was that?
Foreshadowing.
Sorry, Mom.
Foreshadowing.
Okay, guys. Sorry about the technical issues. You know,
I love this.
Set up yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't even started playing. It's so good. I'm gonna watch this again. This is glory. I want to watch it again. I'm gonna repost this for no reason. I'm gonna put it on Discord, just right now. I'm just saying, like, still my greatest creation. Period. I've forgotten how much I love this. I'm putting this in self-promo on Shrine of Avians. I could probably get away with Meme Dungeon, because they're pretty lax with rule enforcement in some cases, like self-promo, but... Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Anyway, but back to this.
Also, Purple Marple, man, that's just a classic.
Yeah, we had disagreements about which memes are the best, but it was a nice, interesting game. Then there was the higher or lower game, which used to be a huge YouTube trend. The thing is, this game's really dated now because of its data pool, and like you run into the same things over and over quite a lot because it's not as good. And I played on my own, which I thought would be fun, but chat was kind of dead. It wasn't a very exciting stream. I'll give it like D tier, and I think I give the same for most of them. I think the one I did with friends was better. Then I did a euthanasia debate that should have timestamps.
Someone like with their
Livy
death.
was actually here for this one. This was not solo. Livy actually joined me.
Something, and they just.
And again, I feel like we actually delved deep into this. I came out of it thinking I'd learned something and thinking, yeah, this is quite. This has been a really interesting topic.
People have done all kinds and overcome all kinds of incredible.
And I talked about my parents after. That's how impactful it was. That's top tier. Then we had the debate challenge, which was a fun one where I went full Giga Chad and basically had a bunch of people, including Zach, who has never been on a stream before or since, to my knowledge. You know, basically all came along and challenged me to play devil's advocate, and like I got to come up with arguments.
And then
for like prompts, and chat was coming up with stuff.
It resolves all of the lore, and from
what was this? What was this?
Yeah, Pizza Sim is like badly executed, I think.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator is the best FNAF game. It resolves all of the lore, and from a storytelling point of view, it has the most superior writing. The gameplay is about risk and reward. Every single action you take builds up towards your ending, of which there are multiple, because every facet of the game is about risk and reward. That's why the nights are long. Do you do things quickly and risk dying, or do you play patiently and be safe?
Oh, this is great.
It take long to get to your ending. Also, I like the soundtrack. The soundtrack's really good, and I'm out of time. I could go on, but I think that's my main point. It's about
yeah, we had lots of fun with this. I had some cool prompts. I want to listen to a few.
Right story. Like I talked to Ambience in depth about this as well as other people. George, I'm sure you have much to say about this.
It was all FNAF related.
I'm not going to repeat all that now. I want to make room for new topics. George, before we continue, how are you? Haven't talked to you. How you doing?
Pretty good. Not much has been happening right now.
Fair enough.
Q4 sucks.
Okay.
So I had to like,
if you can't
they had to give me a prompt, and I had to argue in disagreement. Like I had to counter argue against that point to disprove
Let me know.
it.
Swim.
This will be impossible to counter because it.
So like they took turns. It was great.
It's just fact.
Oh no.
Toy Story 4 sucks.
Okay, I'm gonna give myself 30 seconds. I haven't seen Toy Story 4 in ages. I don't know what to say.
Did you say Toy Story 4 sucks?
Toy Story 4 sucks.
Okay, I'm gonna give myself 30 seconds. I haven't seen Toy Story 4 in ages. I don't know what to say.
Jesus Christ.
It was made, it was written, and then animated. I'll say this. The film retains the spirit and charm of its 3 predecessors, despite being made, like, without, like, prior planning, and without really, like, fitting in as well, because, like films usually go in trilogies, right? And the 4th one still, I don't know, it doesn't feel tacked on, and I'm out of time. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Like, Toy Story 4 was...
I can't argue, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
know.
They've been talking about this recently on the Discord, which is why this is interesting.
With the part you said about it keeps the charm of the other films.
Prequel to this
It literally breaks its own rule.
I was regurgitating stuff I'd seen in articles.
I
don't know. I'm seeing
the
ages.
charm
is retained, but the story is in pieces. It is all over the place.
The birth of Chadmat.
Yeah, I remember some scenes. It's like the thing
best
is, right,
FNAF
it's
one
got
Let's
the same
Play,
voice
absolutely.
actors, it's got the same music, the animation from Toy Story 3, like all of the polish and the defining traits on the exterior are there. And weirdly enough, like, yeah, it's the inside with the plot and the writing that feels kind of off, because it doesn't feel tacked on, but like it wasn't planned. Like most,
Toy Story 3 had a sense of finality is what I was trying to say, I think.
Games. Well, the custom night does exactly.
Oh yeah, and then other people took turns.
It was all a dream. 3 seconds to spare. I think just leave it there. That's
I could honestly help with that. If you want to, if you want to argue about the thing, the custom night is great. The gameplay isn't like the first 4 games. Well, the custom night does exactly the thing you want. It adds the 4 games. It adds the original 4 games vibe into
Gamer
it.
Boy, hello, bye bye. Sorry to interrupt you, Insta, but
The Office.
yeah, we had some great ones here. This was really fun. Super Soul, I think your thing was a different stream. I think it was a charity stream. Yeah, that was like I added that into the next charity stream as one of the milestones, and you came up with something. You were like, counter argue why we shouldn't donate to charity, and I was like, fuck. Yeah. Oh, you on the QOTD? I'm getting mixed up then. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't
that
know
one
what
was
either of these
top
countries
tier.
are, judging by the...
This one was okay. It was a bit better, I think, than the other higher or lower game, because there were more topics.
200,000.
So I put an A tier.
Batman vs Superman
A tier.
Dawn of Justice is going to be more than Spider-Man
I'll put it in...
Wally...
B tier.
I'm going to say less.
Then we had like a research stream into the official FNAF Max mode list, which was really interesting and got a lot of attention.
Maybe it's just like a...
it was a very educational experience.
Thing is, Pop Goes 2016 Impossible.
It just immersed me further and further into the
in terms of difficulty.
FNAF
It's like up on the high
expert
shelf.
niche.
Maximum difficulty mode. Like, it was really just the max mode.
What is this?
Go get informed.
Oh,
go...
that's Greenpeace, yeah.
I guess maybe one of the Jolly games.
But yeah, this is a very niche interest, but it was a very interesting. I'll give it B tier. I don't know. Because I feel like, as someone who isn't an expert, I didn't have the most valuable insight into it, but I was just kind of like observing and learning about it. Then we had Baldi's Basics tier lists, and this was great, I think. I just got to kind of, chat.
There are times when you're playing
Baldi.
when it is completely silent, other than Baldi's...
And like, just, go into detail about my opinions. And Ethan was here as well, it was great.
In Baldi...
I felt this was as good as it really could have been.
Gotta Sweep is so good.
I'm gonna give it like
Gotta
A
Sweep
tier.
to C just because the voice and the whole Gotta Sweep is so funny and so iconic. Even though they're really annoying.
Yeah, I did like characters, I did items, it was great.
Like, it will just,
I talked in depth about how I think it works. Then we had the Celeste review, which I'm going to give maybe A or S tier.
Hang on a second.
Because again, the reviews just got better and better, I think. I had a specific idea going into that one. I just want to look at it a little bit more. This is also when I added the Celeste soundtrack, I think, to the playlist. And I just straight up played some Celeste on the stream. Or is this someone's video?
Yo!
No, I straight up just played some Celeste.
It's real.
I forgot about this.
It's real. That is so cool.
I need to go follow this.
The in-game, in-universe social...
Yeah, that's S tier. We created our own Minecraft updates, was a good one. I feel like my update wasn't very good, ultimately, because I didn't prepare it properly.
I want to kind of rework how you
oh my god, but yeah, the presentations people came up, people got so creative with this. I should do this again. We could do it even better. And it's like, there was so much thought put into it. I think my update thing actually being in the game was neat, but it was kind of meh. Like, I have a rough idea of what I want an update to be, but I didn't think about the specifics. I didn't consider how I would actually implement it, just the vague ideas. Like, Corey had like a full-on devlog, and the others had like PowerPoint presentations that were absolutely incredible. I think this is an S tier stream just for the amount of talent everyone else was showing on that stream. Then we had the nuclear energy one, which Robbie joined me for.
It's funny I mentioned the bombing of Nagasaki as well, because like most.
We talking about nukes. I think he got a bit confused. He talked a lot about nuclear weapons when I was talking about nuclear energy,
do you think we should be...
which is like a whole different thing.
Have the big
I don't think this was quite as good as some streams. I think it was interesting, but I didn't
from nuclear reactors
really learn anything new. I just sort of like said stuff I already kind of knew about, so I'll give it like B tier. And then we had the Minecraft tier lists, which were great. So we'd already done updates, but now I did the base, you know, wood type tier list. I also did biomes and foods. There was so much good stuff I ran out of time and had to make it a two-parter. But this, I got into some great deep discussion here on my own, but that was fine. I give this S tier easily, both of them.
Beetroots are pretty nice in real life. I will give them that.
And I tried so hard to clickbait with the thumbnails as well by having the most absurd rankings, like putting sword in the bottom and friggin' bush in the top. But yeah, we had some great discussions about all things Minecraft. I miss Minecraft, guys. I haven't done, aside from ultra hardcore stuff, which is great, and I want to do one more soon. Like, I haven't done any Minecraft stuff in ages. I really miss Minecraft. I'm like, I miss doing, like, the Minecraft challenges I used to do. And I meant to do Minecraft beta this year by now. I was going to do it, you know, by the end of August. I haven't even started it yet because I've had so many delays. So hopefully Minecraft beta's on its way. Because I want to play the old beta. I did all the alphas last year in the old versions. I want to go through the betas. But yeah, I've been getting Minecraft nostalgia, so I'm definitely going to be playing some more of it soon. The Bad Batch Season 2 tier list, I think I'd rank the same as the Bad Batch Season... Oh, I've skipped an episode. Hold on. I skipped a very important episode. What the hell am I doing? Where did I put Bad Batch Season 1? Was it up here? Because honestly, I think I'd rank this the same. Where is it? It must have been up here. There it is. Bad Batch Season 1, Bad Batch Season 2. Yeah, there was just a lot of good discussion. It was very rambly and, like, Star Wars lore heavy. I think it's probably less interesting, unless you're invested in Star Wars, but I think it was just as good. This stream, this one, number 84, this is Super Soul's favourite. So this is when RT joined the community. We had some hilarious prompts. Shows each one, but yeah. Alright, let's get on with this. So, will you press the button before I return to this? I just want to catch up with chat. Again, I'm just kind of, every few episodes, I'm just waiting till there's a lot of messages and then just giving them some attention and reading through. Chat's going at a pace I can do that at. But yeah, Duncan, thank you for joining. Corey's was insane. Oh yeah! Super Soul, I completely forgot I was going to do something with the winners update. I owe Corey a stream and I completely forgot about it. I think we both forgot about it. Thanks for reminding me. Crikey, I'm going to write this down before I forget, bro. It was the idea was going to be play the winners update, but obviously the update doesn't exist, so I have to do like, you know, Minecraft stream themed around Corey's Minecraft update, which it was like a wild update 2 kind of thing. It had like more skulk. I don't remember. I need to go back on that. Jeez. Duncan's already thinking ahead. How does this episode rank? This episode is clearly S tier, guys. Just for having the idea. The tier list itself wouldn't exist without this episode, so this episode's automatically S+. It has its own tier. It has its own tier outside of space-time. But yeah, Livy, that, I hope you, oh, that's unfortunate. I hope you are doing okay, aside from that. That is, oh, that's rough. Also, yeah, hashtag bring back Minecraft challenges. Hashtag bring back Minecraft challenges. I've just been so busy with all this debate shenanigans and squeezing in a Mori, not, and all the other random bits and bobs. I just haven't made time for it. I really do need to bring it back, guys. I'm glad to see that you guys also miss it, though, because that means, you know, I'm not just doing it for myself. You guys actually do want to see that. This episode technically has every episode, so it has to be S tier. Damn. Yeah, I appreciate the hashtag, guys. I will bring back Minecraft challenges, I promise. You know, something which I actually, might... Oh, should I reveal this? Listen. I'm actually going to reveal something just for you guys who haven't been watching since you brought it up. Super Soul, this is a reward for reminding me. Something which no one is aware of, because it has been literally like a year. It's been like months. I did do some Minecraft content this summer that has never seen the light of day. I attempted Hardcore 100 Days pre-recorded, non-live streamed. I also did one with Tasha, co-op, but I didn't make it that far in. In both attempts, I died around like day 20. So, you know, that one, that still hasn't gone anywhere. Honestly, like, I don't want to give up on 100 days. I really want to do it, but it's tough. It is actually legitimately much harder than I thought it would be. You can time travel to any time.
Did I?
Before
Maybe
1400 AD.
I don't know if I ever showed that off.
You have to do it. As
I just want to go back and watch some of these, though.
You will also be mute.
What?
Any first impressions
What?
from this one, guys?
What? Why?
You know what? This one sucks. This one sucks. Do you want? How about we talk about the one I put in the thumbnail? Because I don't want to clickbait people. I want to actually include this.
Yeah, this one sucks.
Guys, alright. Different problem.
I love the discussion we had about this.
Alright, so you would pass.
What else did we have? I'm trying to find the
And you die
prompts.
from cancer, so you go through the whole process of having cancer.
Jesus Christ, I don't know. I don't think I'm willing to kill myself for that, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I would. It's for the greater good.
Yeah, it's for the greater good.
Okay. What do you two think? I mean,
I want to find the beautiful islands. So this
about
is...
you isn't necessarily a bad thing. If
Trying to find the good stuff. It was definitely on the stream.
You have a dream job and...
Oh, this was a really interesting premise. I remember the discussion we had about this. I brought out like the board with this, trying to work it out.
Something the day before, and then you'd be like,
because it was really complicated.
And it just came out with exactly DJ. You know, actually, I think Resident Evil does have some vague similarities with FNAF. No.
But yeah, we had some fascinating.
Are they beautiful though?
Oh my god, this is it! This is it! No,
oh my god.
It's just the way it was worded, the beautiful, like, why? Why was it?
Where's the beautiful islands? This is the bit. This is the bit, guys. We found it. All the beautiful islands of the world is lost under sea forever. There it is, guys. It's a canon event. It's a canon event. I know exactly what to do. If I copy this,
because I don't know what they mean by beautiful islands.
Hold on. I wanna go back to this. Why have we not clipped this? This is a great opportunity. I'm gonna clip this. I need to clip this scene because this is so funny.
We start.
The beautiful islands. All beautiful islands of the world is lost under sea forever. But 9/11 is stopped. The beautiful islands, guys.
You walk around.
Chases after you.
Yeah. God, I love this. It was so funny. This was one of those like rare gems of some prompt leading to absolute hilarity in voice chat.
I can't just capture this. Even if I did this kind of thing more often, like, it's really hard to capture the hilarity of that segment. Like, that was actual hysteria. I am going to copy that timestamp, and I'm going to clip that later.
Discussion.
I'm gonna clip that. That's gonna be so funny. But anyways, yeah, this is S tier, no question about it.
Yeah, so you say goodbye. And you.
But I skipped a really important one. I can't believe I almost skipped this because I went over to the Minecraft part 2.
And much.
So this was literally just me exploring ChatGPT. I think this is S tier just because of how important ChatGPT was, and the amount we learned and kind of like you know, experimented with. In this Super Soul, you also showed me how to like break it, which was quite funny. It didn't work for me because you have to persist, but yeah, there was a lot of really interesting discussions I think had with this. This is top tier.
Guys, I think we're out of time. I got 5 minutes, so I'm gonna end the stream. Guys, what should I end?
Then we had these. We already talked about you. Choo Choo Charles review. Honestly, kind of mid. I don't know. Choo Choo Charles. Any of you the thing is, it got to this point, and it's like I wasn't really saying new things. I keep reviewing games I like, so I'm always saying the same stuff. So maybe I need to do a game review of a game I dislike. Or like a mediocre game.
It's kind of annoying.
Because all my reviews are positive. I don't do negative reviews as a general rule of thumb. But you know, I did actually put a lot of detail into this. I just feel like my reviews have gotten really good. A lot. I think this actually still deserves A just for the quality of the review. The thumbnail's a bit goofy, I guess. I'll put it down in B. But yeah, higher or lower. Again, this was good because I actually had people with me.
I'm not even gonna guess.
Yeah, and we gamified it because we were like taking turns. I remember this.
Take turns.
This was so good. I had a point system, like distractible style. It was so good. We were racing each other for streaks.
Good play.
It was good stuff. Then we had the FNAF bracket fight, which unfortunately had to be split in 2. And I feel like the VR versus AR models debate was really cool. But yeah, it was a bit of an awkward split. It wasn't bad. I think I give all of these like A tier.
Salvage section, which is about.
So I give both of those A tier. And then there's also the r/place thing with... Thing is, what I didn't realize until after the fact was that r/place is supposed to be a rare event that only happens on April Fools once every couple of years. And the r/place of 2023 was a very clear bait that Reddit did to distract people from the API changes that were extremely unpopular. So they were just trying to curry favor with people by doing something fun to completely distract them from the changes being made that literally nobody liked or asked for. Now, sadly, this was my first r/place. I had never had the opportunity before to explore it because I hadn't seen it, and it's like, I really enjoyed this just conceptually because it got me like into it, but you know, this was kind of like dominated and you know, soured by the whole fuck spares thing, I think, and you know, I did kind of explore my Reddit account. There was a lot of fun stuff in this stream. But ultimately, I think this is C tier. I don't think it's bad, but there's a lot of problems with it. Still, though, it was absolutely excellent to see kind of like, you know, the creativity of, you know, the human race come together in such a big way like this. And like, I was actually looking back at my own account and everything. There was all these like old posts, like random stuff that I've been using for Reddit.
There's probably a small one possible.
And then we finally get to this. We're now getting to the recent streams. See, something which a lot of people didn't notice and didn't pick up on, or at least didn't say anything about it, was Debate Direct 101. This whole event that's been going on the whole month. Starting with... Well, yeah. Starting with the FNAF Mega Tier List on... Was it the 9th in the end? It was the 10th in the end. But starting with the, you know, definitive tier lists, I started doing Debate Directs really frequently. Normally it's like once a month I do these things, once every couple of weeks. But then all of a sudden it was like Debate Directs happening daily, everything else had been moved to the side, even Amori, and it was like, hold up, what's going on? Why am I suddenly doing loads of Debate Directs? What's 101 all about? And I don't know, I was expecting more of a reaction to it all, to be honest. And it's fine if you just don't care or not interested, that is perfectly valid. I am not insisting that people get hyped about my content. I have to earn that. But it's like, I wasn't disappointed, I was just a little confused. when, like, I did this big event, and I did all these debate directs with completely different thumbnails from anything I'd ever made, all these exclusive collabs, and it was like, no one was really taking it in. And even, like, the bot command secret on the Hydration Nation with Hydrate, everyone kind of gave up on that after, like, one day. Even though they'd, like, made, like 40% progress on, like, solving everything. I've only seen one person give the riddle a big attempt. And I can't say anything. Actually, there was 2 people. Someone DM'd me. I can't say how close you are, but the attempts that have been thrown towards the riddle are good. They might be completely wrong, but they're good. They're high effort. But, you know, it's all going to be revealed soon anyways. And, you know, at this point, considering that, I think it's time I actually restored... excuse me, let me close that. I think it's time I restored the last message. Looking at this, you know, this was the message from the Hydrate command, and... yeah, this is supposed to be the pinned message, not mine. I don't know why mine was pinned. I'm gonna restore that now. I'm gonna go /edit number 8, and I've actually had it saved this whole time in here. I don't know if there's any info in there that shouldn't be shown on the stream, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I've had the original thing saved this whole time. I'm gonna go restore number 8 now, because at this point, the riddle is already saved on the playlist. It doesn't matter. And I'm actually gonna type that final update, at least after the stream. I think I'm gonna do the old, alert, missing elements remaining. And there was also the... the beautiful islands, guys. I need to clip it for Penis Island. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm just... you know what? I'll type this up later, but, yeah, I don't know. I'll type this up later, but it'll probably include something like that. That thing is basically over at this point. But yeah. Now, despite not going to plan, despite having to rush some of the tier lists at the end because of how long we've taken, and despite the fact that Ethan didn't turn up at all, Swim and Ambience were absolutely great peers for this. We got really nice in depth talking about all the main things, all the important things about the Five Nights at Freddy's series, and I'm really happy with my tier lists. I also might be redoing some of the bonus tier lists and formatting it all nicely into like one big, like, you know, Imgur link or something so people can view it. I don't know. I definitely need to timestamp that as well. And then I also did the special debate directs. I'm going to be honest, I think these are all S tier. I mean, the thing with DJ, it was focused, it was precise, it was an interesting topic, it was relevant, I had the expertise on. Again, like, the structure and pacing was nice and tight. I think, like, the art or vandalism and graffiti debate, I came away feeling like I'd learned something just like the others. You know, it had been properly researched and structured. Well, actually, no. I mostly improvised this one, but it still came out really good. The food thing with Livy is like S+. Like, not only was that amazingly unique and hilarious, she was a great sport and put in so much effort making the whole presentation really good. And then we had the thing with Lucy, which was a bit of a ramble, and I will admit I was a bit lazy because I was very rushed and pressed for time when I was making the stream, so I didn't have time to have anything shown on screen. It was just the thumbnail in the end. And just because of that, just because it's essentially a podcast, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it was just like a long-winded ramble, I'm going to put it in B tier. Still good, but not the best, even though Lucy really lifted that. Then we got the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe review, which I tried to give a unique twist because of how difficult it is to review this game and how unique this game is. I think that earns an A. And then we've got the Would You Rather on community build, which was so much fun. The people who joined were, you know, great sports on that one. Again, these are all recent streams, so recency bias, I think they're good because I just did these and I'm proud. Maybe in a few years I'm going to look back at these and think, actually, they were crap. I think there is absolutely recency bias in this tier list, but you know, from where I'm standing, I feel like what I am doing now is good. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's the best, which is why it gets that S tier. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff which... you know, there were some brilliant prompts, some really interesting, unique prompts, and lots of really valuable discussion. Then we had the bonus tier lists, which again was a bit of a mess that we had to rush towards the end. It was very dragged out. And literally like 9 people signed up for this, and only like 2 showed up in the end. I think George was the only person to stick the whole way through. And yeah, the pacing was a bit all over the place. It was very chaotic, so I'm giving it a B tier, but it was still very good. I'm really happy with the list themselves. And then we had decentralized social media, which was a really interesting research. That was a bit scuffed, and I actually edited out a portion of it. If you go like a few minutes in, like it jump cuts about here, I think. This is like, and we're doing it together. So if you're ready, yeah, it just randomly jump cuts because I cut out like an hour. But I learned some new things, and I'm really excited because I actually think I might use some of these new social medias. I give this one A tier. Yeah, Val
because I overcame the issues. And then that brings us to today. So let's really look at this now, alright? If I'm being honest, you destroy the podium, and actually I'm going to delete F tier, because despite their flaws, there aren't any live streams I would consider really worse than E. I don't hate any of my content that much. But yeah, the absolute S tier I think has to go to the Lore Trilogy, me discovering Reddit for the first time, the 8 values thing, the Simp and Stan debate. I remember this just being really good. I don't know. I don't think it's S tier. I think the Scott Cawthon controversy has to go there. All of the debates, and this especially, and like the Ambience Club, all of these have to go up. You know, these were all, I think, yeah, S tier. The Willy press the button and stuff was really funny. Again, these top ones are like only the absolute best flawless ones, which were just like couldn't have really been better, in my honest opinion. I think this could have been better on my part, but because of the other people's talent, that gets carried. Again, this series through like the 60s, 70s, and 80s is just S tier after S tier. Debate Direct was absolutely popping off in this time period. But yeah, I think a lot of these like are the absolute best. And like couldn't have really been better. Recency bias, maybe. But yeah, and maybe I should be harsher with my criticism of the others. Like, are there really only these 2 in E, the absolute bottom? That's kind of surprising. Like, why these 2 in E? I feel like there are worse ones. I don't know. I feel like the early, like, Among Us review wasn't as good. The thumbnail was crap. The thumbnail really bothers me. I don't know. See, like, these had issues. I think this had a lot of issues, but it had some really good parts. I don't know, this was just kind of boring. But is it E tier? I think boring goes in D tier. E tier is just the ones that are, like, actually really bad. I don't know. I don't really hate a lot of my content, but, you know. What about the A's and the B tiers? I mean, I think some of these could be better or worse. I feel like these I could maybe rank a bit more highly. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to stick to my guns, because I gave it the thought in the moment. Also, I think I put the bonus one in A. And I think this should be S tier. Where's the ChatGPT episode? 67, let's get this in order. Did I put the ChatGPT one in S tier? Yeah, I did. You know what, guys? I think that's my final tier list. These, pretend they don't exist. There's no F tier. All of the lost episodes, the lost episodes go in F tier. Maybe at least one of them. I don't know. But yeah, that is my tier list. Every episode, every public episode of Debate Direct ranked and classified. Again, there are some standouts in the early days. I think the Lucy Theory trilogy is way above, but I think stuff like the Political Compass, the Merch trilogy, stuff like the music... I think the music debate could go higher. Whoa. You know, the personality test as well. But I think after episode 50 is when it really picks up. I think that deserves to go in A tier. I don't know. Actually, it was a bit of a mess. But, like, there was some good shit. And, like, there's a lot of mediocre stuff as well, or just flawed stuff. But I think even if I change the thumbnails and some things, it might actually bump them up. I think Debate Direct has been one of my best, you know, works online, one of my best series. Like, this has been
bringing you guys together and educating us and entertaining us in ways that the gaming streams just don't. And it's bled into the charity streams a bit as well. There was a whole tier list segment for a charity stream that wasn't included here, which was fairly late on. I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was 22. It wasn't that late on, actually. I think it was early-ish. It was like... No, it was my first one. It was early. It was like March 2022. It was early on. It was one of my first collabs with Ambience on my channel, I think. I think it was the first. But yeah. It makes you wonder, isn't it? It also kind of teaches us what works and what doesn't for Debate Direct. Recency bias aside, Debate Direct is best when it's like deep dives into interesting topics, when it's like proper research and analysis, some, you know, substantial stuff, and, you know, controversial debates, I think. This is just me, but it's like, what doesn't work is kind of like lame, vague premises, you know, messy collaborations, boring topics, you know, just poorly aged crap, you know, repetitive stuff. And yes, some of these, not all of these are going to be public, necessarily speaking, but these are the ones I'm putting on the tier list. So that is my Debate Direct tier list. I'm going to go post this somewhere. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the new playlists. You know, these might not even be all of them. I might make even more new playlists. Because I think it's high time that some of these topics got segmented into their own things, rather than one big messy playlist. Because it's like I've taken all the non-gaming content and like just shoved it away into its own sector where it's like hard to find stuff. Some of this I don't want to be found. Some of it, absolutely. But that's the end of Debate Direct 99. I've done a little review, little tier list back of the OG thing, and I'm going to post this. There's a few things I need to post on the Hydration Nation. And that's it. That is the end. In case there was any confusion, I changed the thumbnails for some of these into a consistent classic style, because I might be remaking a lot of the old thumbnails. I don't think I'm going to like completely change all of them so they're unrecognizable, but there's a lot of them I'm going to be slightly altering, I think, and adjusting. So, you know, I might... I thought, rather than remaking all those now, because I realized last night I need to do that eventually, that's going to be a gradual process, and I'm going to, you know, for the you know, tier list, give it that classic look. It'll make sense. It'll make sense in a couple days, because I need to post a couple things. Yeah, there it is. So, chat. I'm going to stream for another few more minutes, and I'm going to catch up your messages while I do the newest announcements. This is going to be... It always starts with alert, alert. It needs to be like this. Updating. Element 8 restored. Is remaining 0. I need some time to think about how exactly I'm going to phrase this. I'm going to do that off camera. But yeah, I guess I might also need to do an announcement here. I love this. Look at that. Because obviously we're not done here. If I sort my newest now. In case you guys hadn't noticed, I've actually updated the titles and descriptions of almost every single stream. And that's going to continue, but I'm going to go work on some thumbnails. There's going to be another stream tomorrow, which you're not going to want to miss. And I think I remember now. Yeah. I got to clip this, I got to rewatch this, I got things to do. You know, I'm just going to end the stream. No need to do all this on camera. I'm going to drag this out. Chat, how you doing? Debate Direct is just so natural for this channel, I think people don't really notice when you do them often. Maybe it's that simple. Maybe it is, yeah. Most 100 days videos are just pretending for YouTube views. At least you're trying to do it legitimately. I am! I would have gotten it by now if it weren't for these stupid hardcore deaths. And it's so time consuming. Getting set back means like I have to take like a month out. Because then I get like a burnout from playing Minecraft. I lose all motivation. It's a real struggle. All I'm going to say is this. This episode of Debate Direct, and pretty much all the future episodes coming out soon, I'd say, I'm hoping they're all S tier. They might end up only being A, but they definitely won't be below B tier. I'm hoping they're good. Oh my god, yes, Livy, your family crashing the party was so funny. I started trying to, like, you know, rizz up your siblings and your mum and your dad. That was so funny. That was so funny. I'm just that good at debate directing. Directing the debate. Yeah. Did you finish that game? I thought there was still one or two things to do in it. Which game? I've already forgotten. Stanley Parable. There is technically something left for me to do in Stanley Parable, but I'm not in a rush. I want to get the achievements first. Now it's time to rank this stream. Yeah. Private top characters. QOTD winner. Yeah. I need to pick the QOTD winner. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I think we've said everything we wanted to say. Like, share, and subscribe. Excuse me. Support's very much appreciated. Check out Friends of Earth, great charitable organisation. Link below with the Discord server that I highly recommend you join. Become a part of the community if you haven't already. My other channels, blah, blah, blah. Today's QOTD winner's tough. Super Soul went with the funny. DJ went with the early one. Platy went with the SCP one. This is tough. Did anyone else submit a QOTD? It was Platy, DJ, Super Soul. Livy, did you have one? Yeah, Stanley Parable, don't worry about it. Stanley Parable will return, but I'm not in a rush. Like, we've beat the game, but we haven't 100%ed the game. So, don't worry about it. Yeah. Alright. I know what we need to do. I know what we need to do, guys. I can't pick a QOTD winner. So I'm going to give it to all three of you. I think each of your answers was really valid. Quite inspiring. Made sense to me. Hey, it actually comes up. Let's go. So, shout out first of all to Super Soul. Dude, I don't know if you know this, but you really are, like, a pillar of the community at this point. Like, it's been a couple years. The amount of, like, memes, inside jokes, content, and just good times, and, you know, support you've brought for me, for the server, for everyone, like, it's actually a big deal. I really appreciate you being here. You're like one of our best. No joke, like, if I really needed to, I'd make you a moderator permanently. Now kiss me. Seduce me. Also, you introduced me to Amari, you know. DJ, pretend I said something special about you that was, like, just as heartfelt and genuine. It's definitely not because I have no ideas, because I've already known you for so long, and, like, at this point, you probably have the most QOTD wins, or you're one of the most. Look at all this content, guys! DJ, I don't need to tell you how much I love you. Check out his channel, guys. Go subscribe if you haven't already. And last but not least, reality breakthroughs. Guys, Platy, Aiden, your boy Aiden, has completely rebranded. He made a new community post, which you can check out. It's just basically telling you all what's going on. And it's all very complicated right now because he's going through a very experimental phase. He's been trying out a bunch of different things. I'm just kind of waiting to see the dust settle and kind of the channel form. Something I actually learned from Matt, out of all people. Launch your YouTube channel with half a dozen videos. Don't start your YouTube channel and announce it with only like one video or a cut or like, you know, no videos. Upload a bunch of videos and then start announcing it. I literally saw this with continuity error. Like, my channel started picking up big time when I already had like half a dozen videos there. Launch your channel with multiple videos so that when you're referencing subscribe for more, there's more for people to see already. Rather than there just being one video, because people will just kind of move on and forget about it. I can see you got like 4 here, although this is all old, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, if this channel like uploads like 6 videos in one day, I wouldn't be surprised. That'd be a pretty smart move. But yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, one last thing. Can we talk about today's thumbnail? This episode's thumbnail gives me big nostalgia. I don't know how I did this, but that purple gradient within right with that particular text font and that particular white outlining, for some reason it gives me immense nostalgia, because that gradient really reminds me of like old Doctor Who DVDs from like the 2000s, like 2008. Not just like the physical DVD box cover, but there was this specific company that I forget the name of, and their intro logo, it was like PlayStation 1, it had like weird sounds, it was slowly zooming out and stuff, and it had like that specific color scheme. This is from like 20 years ago, like this is ancient, but it kind of gives me a weird sense of nostalgia. Anyways, guys, that really is it. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for your patronage. And, yeah. That's basically it. It's true. It is true. Yeah, GG to everyone. You all did really well, guys. I'm stealing that idea. Do it, Platty. Everything that I learned about being a good YouTuber, all the good practices I've done, all of it is learned from imitating the professionals, 8-Bit Ryan, Markiplier, and just doing what they do. There's very little original that I've done. But anyways, I'm gonna go now, guys. Mr. Matt will return. Debate Direct will return very, very soon. I'm gonna see you all tomorrow, alright? Stay hydrated.